Welcome back to the OCA Podcast, where the enthusiasm is made up and the hosts don't matter. Featuring tonight, we have Danjo Boagi.
Awarding 100 points, and with us, the Canadian BG, FDDNM.
HDDNM, that is. Now with this new camera setup and the lighting that doesn't make me look like I'm orange. Nice to be here in HD, guys.
Did you not like being in Oompa Loompa anymore?
No. They kicked me out. I kept stealing.
Too tall.
I just stole all the chocolate in the factory.
Yeah.
Anyway, what is our opening discussions, gentlemen?
Opening discussions. Alright, I got to figure out how to do the screen share thing again, because I completely forgot.
As you do that,
There you go.
chill with
I
my...
found it. Alright, I'm going to close this up.
Docs.
If you like the Open Chest Anime Podcast, you can support us on Patreon.
Hey, 41.
So,
Cool.
Oh, wow.
Augie, you're in here too, aren't you?
Maybe.
I think
Hey,
I think money laundering is a crime, but
It's
there's
not
also
money
stealth
laundering.
weeb. There's also stealth weeb, and starting up with first discussions. Where are we? Yeah, coronavirus news. Tokyo Olympics will take place as scheduled, with or without COVID, says IOC executive. Promises that they will be the games that conquered COVID. Go ahead, FDN, I'm going to cut you off.
No, I just laughed.
Oh, okay.
Who's
IOC, I don't know.
Okay.
If everything had gone according to plan, the Tokyo Olympics would have ended almost a month ago.
That sounds like a threat with or without COVID.
With athletes now back in their home countries and making the media rounds to bask in the glory of medals won and records broken. But pretty much every event that was on the calendar in 2020, things didn't turn out as originally hoped for, and in late March, the decision was made to postpone the games until 2021 due to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic.
Coronavirus is what I heard you just say now.
Coronavirus.
It's a pretty elaborate virus, that title, coronavirus.
Between slow progress in a vaccine and the massive challenge of eventually distributing one to the 200-plus nations and territories planning to send athletes to Tokyo, though, some are wondering if even 2021 is a feasible target. But one person whose confidence in the new Olympics time frame is International Olympic Committee Vice President John Coates. That is your IOC, Yagi. Even as he doesn't sound confident about the disease actually being under control by then. The Olympics will take place with or without COVID, said Coates, as in an interview with AFP. The games will start on July 23rd next year. Coach certainty that the Olympics will take place in 2021 doesn't seem to be linked to a belief that the disease will be contained or a vaccine available by then. If anything, he almost sounds like he relishes the opportunity for the Tokyo Olympics to be taking place during the adversity of a worldwide health crisis. The games were going to be their theme. The games were going to be their theme, the reconstruction games after the devastation of the tsunami. Coach continued, declaring that now they will be the games that conquered COVID and the light at the end of the tunnel. Is that the Olympics? All right. Brave words from the IOC executive, and all it took to prevent the spread of the virus was a positive attitude. The Tokyo Olympics would all be if all it took to prevent the spread of the virus was a positive attitude, the Tokyo Olympics would be all set. That's not the case, though.
There's so many negative attitudes I've seen about the whole state of the world.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
not the
they're going
case,
to continue
though.
with instead of half occupancy, since it's the Olympics, they're probably going to do quarter occupancy. Just like how, or no audience at all, as you've seen with various baseball.
Yeah.
Teams.
Or like wrestling or something. Yeah, but they still have to. I don't know. Where was I? That's not the case, though, and reactions on Japanese Twitter to Coach's bold declaration show that many aren't too keen about Japan's capital becoming the world's biggest international travel destination, regardless of whether or not COVID-19 infections are under control, with comments including, yeah, about that. Seriously, with or without coronavirus, the games that conquered the pandemic, that's what he was supposed to mean. I like him to pull his head out of his butt. Is the IOC okay with setting off another outbreak just so they can make a profit? What happened to putting the athlete's safety first? Is it hard on it'll be hard on hospitals if a lot of new people get infected, but I also feel bad for the athletes who have been training their whole lives to compete at the Olympics. I'd be okay with them holding it without spectators in the stands. Looks like the game of chicken where the IOC and Tokyo see how long they can put off canceling the games and it isn't over yet. One factor Coach comments doesn't address is how participating nations and athletes will feel about this with or without COVID plan. If the latter scenario, where was I? I lost my place.
If the latter scenario turns out to be the case,
even before the Olympics were postponed, the Canadian and Australian teams had both made the decision to not travel to Tokyo. Were held this summer.
They're going to have two participants in the Olympics.
For now, though, Coach says the IOC is sticking to its schedule, echoing the headstrong way. Even the delayed event will still officially be called the 2020 Summer Olympics, despite not taking place in that year.
The 2020 disaster.
2020 disaster. I gotta take care of something.
Put it on me. I got testicle candies to eat.
Oh yeah, you got testicle candy.
Yes, the most important. So in HD, for all of you to see, I shall unveil the peach-flavored testicle candies that
does
are.
Does Augie have his testicle candy too?
I might have candy. I might not. You don't know.
I mean, if I got mine, you should have hopefully gotten yours.
He should have gotten his when I got
Considering the
mine.
origin was the U.S. or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, FAC would have just contacted me on what address to send it to. So I may have it, I may not. Let's find out.
Is this a live unboxing of your mail?
I got
let it rip.
Slip.
Let it rip, or FDDNM.
My bit beast uses thunder attack. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay, this smells like grape.
Does Augie have a tertiary flavor? Oh no, you got yours is the same color as mine.
No, mine's pretty green.
Yeah.
They feel unsettlingly hard.
Not really digging
firm,
the skin. Not really digging the skin, but the jelly inside's just like the other jelly candies that you get from like FYE.
As for the flavor, peach. So on a scale of 1 to a fuzzy peach, it's like 3 points away from being a fuzzy peach, and just add like the sour sugar combo or whatever it is.
The anime collector says, remember to like the video for more ballsack eating action.
No.
Yes.
Honestly, it's kind of like it's wrapped in. The texture of the skin's kind of like the same as one of those Link sausages. Other than that,
the innards have this unpleasant texture, like it just not crumbles, but it just turns into this mushy goo or whatever.
jelly.
I remember when I said I likened it to an unripened grape, or like a grape past its prime. So it's got like the roll. You can roll the skin around a little bit.
Yeah, it kind of is like a grape past its prime. It's like it's on the border of being tolerable, but it's like it's not firm enough to be like a fuzzy peach, as I'm going with the analogy. But yeah,
Like the flavor, rather have the round, like the round textured candies.
how many grams is this?
Not bad, just kind of.
Because it says per 100 grams, it's 280 cals.
Jeez.
But how many grams is it? You see, when you're a swole, what is it? A swole trainee like me, you want to maximize your calories.
Give us a flex. Give us a flex. Come on. I said flex, not ejaculate.
I flex a muscle. I just don't like to boast about how swole I am. Not that I'm saying I'm swole. I'm swollening up.
Well,
But-
FDDNM, if you want to build up muscle mass, try eating peanut butter and honey.
I mean, I do have peanut butter.
Peanut butter's good.
Real peanut butter? Is it the India peanut butter with all the oil in it, or is it the dry powdered peanut butter that most people suspect Canada to be nothing?
I like chunky peanut butter.
I like the smooth.
I prefer chunky
Let's
myself.
move on.
Yep.
Fire! What happened? This building was burned down, but it looks so familiar.
Kyoto Animation artist treatments yield major advancement in skin transplantation.
Are
At
you
least
trying to
Artfish.
suggest that his mass genocide was his minor genocide was not for nothing?
It benefits people in the long run. How long is this? Okay, it's not that long. At least he hasn't been a complete waste of oxygen this whole time. On September 3rd, at the International House Osaka, the 46th annual meeting of the Japanese Society for Burn Injuries was held. Speaking at the conference was the doctor in charge of treating Shinji Alba, the mass murderer who killed 36 people and injured another 33 after setting Kyoto Animation Studio on fire in July 2019. The doctor outlined the 4-month process of treating Alba's burnt skin with a cultured copy of Alba's own skin. The process allows skin transplants to occur without a donor, which is very useful in cases where skin banks are low on supply of available tissue is rejected by the patient's body. These kinds of transplants aren't so new, but what is special about this one is the extent to which it was done. Alba's case allowed the doctor to push the limits of the procedure in what was both heavily in that he was both heavily burnt and such a huge piece of shit that no one would bother to donate an inch of their own skin, let alone waste the saliva it would require to spit on him.
Don't you think that his punishment should have been, yeah, we're not going to fix your skin?
Yeah, that would have been pretty good. A news report of Alba appearing in court last June with a glimpse of his post-op appearances at about 4:30. I'm not going to bother looking on that. Also, links are in the doc, which is in the description, if anybody wants to follow along.
Ladies, this is a recommendation for you if you're looking to get a free skin treatment. Just burn down an entire building, murder multiple people. Make sure you burn yourself in the process, and they'll give you a free skin transfusion or whatever they want to call it.
With about 90% of his body suffering third-degree burns during the attack, this is likely the largest self-cultured skin transplant ever, an important example in dealing with inherent challenges of such a procedure.
With dealing with mass murderers.
The biggest problem is the time it takes to culture enough new skin to cover so much of his body from the relatively scant living samples that were still on it. So they basically had to skin off the good stuff to make new stuff. So that's pretty good. So all of the conference, at the conference, the doctor shared the process of protecting the patient from infections while maintaining his nutrition for the entire grueling 4-month process, telling attendees, "I would like you to refer to this method to save as many people who suffer heavy burns as you can." Readers online were glad to hear the improvements were made to skin grafting, but also disgusted that so much effort has gone into saving such a detestable person.
Yep.
I heard a police officer say that the guy didn't even apologize for it. The guy's going to die in one way or another. At least they got some good medical data out of it. If I was burnt like that, would they go to such lengths to save me? Probably.
They just use him for inhumane human testing of certain
for the rest
chemicals.
of his life.
So, what about his internal organs?
They're probably fine.
What about his external organs?
Yeah.
What about his outer stomach and his outer
skin
part?
is technically an organ.
I know. I'm
the
just poking
largest-
fun
the
at the
largest-
phrasing.
Yeah. I hope he gets better soon so he can face justice. This will probably lead to another kind of organ transplant, and that's a really big deal. They should do more tests on him, even if it kills him. It's valuable data, so no loss. I heard they spent $1 billion yen, $9 million on this guy so far. That's ridiculous. For those who feel such lengths shouldn't be gone to Alba over the course of the procedure, medical staff had to peel off 90% of his skin and a total of 5 separate transplants. Good.
Sounds like he's been through a lot of pain.
That's nothing. Aside from the horror of having almost all of his flesh gradually peeled off, the pain of his new skin's nerves taking hold has got to be intense. So at least we take some relief that he's already gone through what many people would imagine hell is like, and this is all far from over. Maybe
I like to hope that he just has this coat of all this loose skin that he's just attempting to heal back onto himself. He's just
maybe we can get him to fall in love with nurses and then take them away from him a few times too, just to mess with his head. It seems to really hate that. Okay, that was kind of funny. All right, guys, got pickups?
Yes, I got all 2.
Oh, you got all 2. Hold on, let me get you on
The
screen.
complete collection of pickups. Okay. The obligatory, do I do it on this side? Yeah. The obligatory, how heavy are your dumbbells?
Hey.
Or whatever it is.
How heavy
are
are
the dumbbells you lift
How heavy
for the
are
watch
dumbbells
club?
you lift?
Is this the next watch club?
No, next to next.
Next. What's next again?
MMO Junkie.
All right, yes.
Okay.
I already have that already seen. And then a certain scientific accelerator, and I want to say it's right next to the other ones because they're all the same height. They all have a very similar format where they're they have a sleeve. But the problem is there's a character art on the side, and because the other ones don't have any character art, they just have this.
It's gonna stick out like a sore thumb.
It's not that it sticks out like a sore thumb. It's just it's not as satisfying as I would have hoped. But yeah, another side detail is I got these, and the slipcases both had some damages I wasn't too satisfied with. But with some fold therapy, I think they're in the habitable zone. So there we go. Onwards with your guys.
Augie doesn't have any pickups because he's a loser.
Yeah, he's only got testicle candy. What a loser!
Yeah. I only did a video of 36 items for pickups on my channel. So I have no pickups to show.
I
Low-key,
have one pickup, and I know it's not as sexy as putting cum on my face,
Oh,
but I did get a Demon Slayer neck gaiter from what you call it, Stealth Weeb.
a Demon Slayer wannabe cum?
Yeah, and apparently the color doesn't match what it should have been, so it's not supposed to be brown.
What do you mean, apparently? Aren't you the Demon Slayer expert? Wouldn't you know?
No, well,
No.
I mean, looking at the Stealth Weeb. God damn it! Stop messaging me. Oh wait, he took it down. Never mind. I can't show you that because he took it down. But the mock-up on Stealth Weeb has
Looks pretty similar to what you got in your.
It's a lot darker. It's not brown. So hold on, I gotta go back to this one. Close this one. Back. And open up these. Let's drop this one. And this
So we're not following the Wakfu Kickstarter?
I thought we mentioned it, and Brad was like, yeah, don't care.
Well, fuck him.
Okay, yeah, here we go.
He said that because I pointed it out. Bastard.
No, he said it because he doesn't like the aesthetic. It doesn't feel anime to him.
Oh, yeah, it's pseudo.
Well, I think it was his criticism of the show, not of the Kickstarter itself.
Crowdfunded anime Tasu Ketsu Judgment S sizes or S sizes? What do you think, FDDNM? Is it S sizes or S sizes? Oh, that's not my one. Yeah.
Asses?
Asses?
Asses.
Asses. Okay.
Or is it assesses, but really weirdly spelled?
I'd say S sizes.
Asses.
Asses.
I'm going with asses.
Asses. Brings on voice acting star power.
Oh, he got star power on Guitar Hero? Nice. Wow.
New project raised more than twice its crowdfunding goal. So it ended with 15 million yen. Web manga is currently being made into a short anime or short web anime.
What about a long web anime?
I think it's only going to be like 7 minutes or something. Animation is expected to be completed, not complete, in early 21 and around approximately 7 minutes, including the opening. So, look out for the ass sizes.
Asses.
Crowdfunding for Sister Princess virtual live concert reaches its goal only in only 7 hours.
Sister Princess is making a reprisal? That show's like ancient at this point.
This is on Campfire, if this will load.
More like garbage fire.
Trash fire, dumpster fire.
So is this for an anime or for a card game?
This is for a VR
this
concert.
Is a virtual live concert.
Oh,
it's not even VR?
Nope.
So it's literally just...
Bring 2 project to fruition.
I mean, they're probably using motion capture for 3D models, but...
The list of official live streams, she worried about that it would be very sad, but the goal wasn't met. Thankfully, the concern was disappeared. Congratulations. Concert. A virtual live concert by 5 sisters. That's happened last week.
5 sisters? Wasn't the show about like 12 sisters?
You can only get 5 of them this time. Immediately reaches goal. Only in 7 hours from the writing. It has collected an impressive. As of this writing, it has collected 20,745 yen, which has gone up to 28,845,290 yen as of this podcast. So that's something, I guess. Retro game stands. Display your games.
Whoa.
You buy
It wastes so much shelf space.
That's
a
true.
shelf.
You should see the signs.
This looks like something that would be good if you had a store
Yeah.
and a lot of spare space.
Or
Yeah.
you just want to flex on your other game collectors, saying, "Hey, look at me! I've got all this stuff."
Look
and
how
you don't.
small my collection
I got
is.
something rare.
And
I
he's
got little Samson. I'm going to sell it for $500.
these little stand things. Oh, that's all they are. Just these little stands. Okay.
Too bad I don't have like any of those. Okay, maybe the Game Boy one, because those are a pain in the ass to like. Well, you can throw them in a bag, I guess,
Yeah.
but there's no neat
get it.
way to like store them otherwise.
If you want to store them stylishly, you get one of those jeweler cases that holds the earrings and stuff, and it fits just fine.
Huh.
Alright.
If you want to do a Dollarama of that.
Before and after.
Where's
That-
the...
That B looks like an E, so it looks like it says E for.
Yeah. E4.
Yeah.
Alright, so how much did this make? This made. Let's go up there. $7,000 goal. It made $27,000 so far. It's got 13 days to go, so that's kind of cool, I guess. Moving on. Hideo Yamamoto's Homunculus manga gets a live-action film in 2021. So, Ichi the Killer creator's psychological horror series ran from 2003 to 2011. So, I don't have anything much to say about this other than I know AC talked about Ichi the Killer quite a bit. And
Ichi the Killer anime still gives me PTSD to this day.
really?
Okay.
Not actually, but I mean, it's like it was so horrifically bad that I want nothing to do with that series every time I hear about it.
Alright. So Funimation and Viz's partnership basically becomes official because we covered in the past that
It's like everyone's partnering with whichever company they haven't partnered with yet.
Yeah, it's like wife swapping, but businessy.
I guess they added Naruto in.
Yeah, we were talking about Funimation adding Naruto, and it was like, and we had that one. Oh,
Streaming.
Funimation had Naruto now. It's like, no, they're just streaming it.
Yeah.
And so they're basically going to be covering like first 75 episodes of Hunter x Hunter, which is the same amount that Netflix currently has. Like Sailor Moon R, the movie, Berserk, whole bunch of Megalobox stuff is going on to.
Maybe they're
Funimation.
doing all this stuff because all the people are like, I only pirate because there can't be one service that has all the shows I want. So they're all like coming to the realization they're like, maybe we should like try and work together to make that platform so people don't pirate it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So what happens to Viz's relationship with Crunchyroll, or is that separate?
That's for physical, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think Viz is just going to release some stuff that
Actually,
Crunchyroll.
yeah.
But we'll be coming up to this in a little bit. Sentai has partnered with Crunchyroll now, so
Oh my god, this is so confusing.
it is so confusing.
Okay, I'll break it down.
It's like they're trying to find a cheaper option to stream with people.
So let's see. Crunchyroll is distributing their stuff through Sentai, and then wait. Does that mean they drop Viz? Okay, that would make sense.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Since Crunchyroll now is partnered with Sentai.
That would make sense if Viz and Crunchyroll dropped.
However, they never said that they discontinued their partnership.
I know, but
Something else
even if it's still going on theoretically, so Viz is distributing for Crunchyroll theoretically, but Viz wants to put their streaming stuff on Funimation, which would make sense because it's like Crunchyroll wanted Viz to do their physical thing, and Viz is probably like, okay, we'll do that. But it's like they're not necessarily going to go to Crunchyroll and say, put our stuff on your service, please. So yeah, so it makes sense. And Viz is now going Funimation. Funimation was with Crunchyroll at one point. It's all going full circle, and it's just crazy. But I want to say one funny, stupid thing. How you guys briefly said it's like, oh, Funimation got Naruto. Oh no, they're just streaming it.
I never said that.
Well, no.
Somebody else did, and we covered it, and we were like, yeah.
Well, RHYS just made a brief mention to it. Anyway, it doesn't matter because what I'm saying is, I told my brother, I'm like, Discotheque apparently is having some big disco day on the 14th. They're hyping it up like they're gonna have, and then he just finishes a sentence, Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, okay, now that would be hilarious if they're just like,
okay, Green Line 743. Anybody see Hirohei's newest video? Monica got cast as Uzaki-chan, and Hiei made it about himself for the most part. Try to give him a benefit of a doubt. I don't follow the person.
I'm really sad to hear that Monica's going to be Uzaki.
Talking about this person
because I really want to watch Uzaki. She's like the beacon of hope for anti-cancelable, but now it's all we'll put Monica as God damn it. But let's see, what was he saying? So anyway, okay, he made it about himself. Could you like elaborate a bit more about himself in what way? Like
I called it
because I can totally see what you're saying. Like the video might be some sensationalist clickbaity thing, and then it's kind of unrelated because, you know, slow news week and all that. He did have another, I think he had a different clickbaity title that I didn't watch the video of, but I was interested in knowing more. But anyway, we can move forward if we're done with this article.
Hold on, Random 11 brings up something pretty good. Is Augie a Patreon? Why isn't he in the Patreon Discord channel? Yeah, why the hell am I not there?
Dun, dun, dun. There's
What's
probably
going
like,
on, AC? I feel very
you're not trusted with that
segregated.
much power.
I'm not trusted with that much power.
Did you
The person who wants to
ask
willy-nilly
him for-
click on anything is not trusting me with power. Okay.
Did you ask him for the access to it? Because
I didn't know it existed. I thought he was
You're not. Now you're saying that you actually are a patron. You said it was up in the air when I asked you.
But Augie,
Oh yeah, I was trying to create suspension. Now it's a big deal.
you didn't know it existed, so that means you didn't do your due diligence to read what each tier gets you. Haha.
Like everything. How come it wasn't presented that I would get everything? I think that is not good salesmanship, my
I
friend.
don't think this is a conversation for the podcast.
I will take a look at our tiers, but we can go to the next article in the
Let's do Akira's first. Akira's film.
Oriana.
God damn it. Akira Films 4K remastered, listed with limited U.S. screenings on September 24th. Regular streams as subtitled only from Funimation. Of course, it's from Funimation. Both
Strange they would. I wonder if the rules for special events in theaters are more restrictive now, why we only have the sub only instead of a choice. But
probably. I mean, my closest theater, I think you have to buy, like, when you buy a seat, there's like 3 seats beside you that are basically taken out of being able to purchase. So it's got a very limited seating arrangement.
Fair enough. But what about the rows in front of you? How does that work?
I think it's about the same kind of deal. Like the next row in front of you is taken out, and row behind you is taken out, or something. I haven't been in there. I can't tell exactly. So let's move on to.
So I've had Patreon experiences before where they have a Discord reward, and as soon as you back it, it's like get your goodies or whatever, like a link dump or whatever. So then you can enter
so
the
I
Discord.
just missed the email.
So I don't know if there was that, and you had to do it that way. So maybe it's not up to Brad. But either way, I've had this one guy that, like, he basically uses his Patreon for a tip jar. So I had to message him and say, hey, can I get the Discord link? And then he's like, yes, here it is. And I'm like, okay, cool. So it's up to you, Augie. Go up to him and say, give me that link, bruh.
Violet Evergarden moviegoers to receive 3 newly written short novel books. So
As an extra to go to the movie.
If they go to see the movie in Japan, they'll get 3 novels. The
Why
title of the
3?
That's kind. I'm curious about that too. The titles, if it's gonna be like 3 separate little pamphlets or all in one.
What, 3 in 1 omnibus.
Yeah. The titles of the 3 short stories are Benedict Blues Violet, Oscar's Little Angel, and Violet Evergarden If. The 3 are, of course, newly written by the Violet Evergarden original novel author Kana Akatsuki and the Violet Evergarden anime character designer, chief animation director Akiko Takase drew their cover and insert illustrations. So here we got the covers. It is going to be 3 separate. That's weird.
So is this like a promo to go see the movie, but they'll sell it in bookstores later, or you have to be stuck?
It sounds
It's probably
like
going to be part of the light novel or whatever at the end as a bonus chapter or something for 3 of them.
They might. I mean, I don't know. I think the series has actually ended.
Okay.
So they might release a compiled omnibus release later or something, but I don't know. The film was originally scheduled to be released in Japan and abroad in January 2020. However, it was postponed to April 24 due to the July 28. God damn it. The July 18th arson attack at the Kyoto Animation Studio to have enough time to complete it, and after the COVID infection started, the April 24 release was canceled like many other films, and now it's finally set for Japanese release on September 18th, 2020. So, I expect this to show up on Netflix by early next year, hopefully.
On Netflix.
Netflix.
So, Greenline743, top contributor and major shareholder of Anime Collector LLC, says, so clickbait is one thing, but he tried to zero in on twits against him instead of talking about Uzaki's new cast, and the title was a lie. Title was a lie?
What?
Can you please
Because he did
confirm with me that
it's a lie because they didn't talk about the cast. It was more
clickbait. It was just like, here's
can you confirm with me what if that means that so Monica Rial isn't confirmed as Uzaki? Because that would make my night.
Cast as Uzaki, and I think Rico Fajardo
No.
is what's his name? Sakaki or something, whatever. Moving on. I gotta
Wait. I was gonna slightly elaborate on. Okay, I see what you mean now. What he did was probably go to like the tweets and was like, everyone's telling me that I'm like stupid, but I'm like not stupid, and that's like the whole video after he like briefly mentions that. Oh yeah, Uzaki-chan again is a thing in the news. Anyway.
Right. Moving on.
Yes.
Crunchyroll and Adult Swim announced Shenmue anime series.
Oh,
I want to talk about the sailors.
This one I'm excited for because I do not want to play the games. The games are probably like, at least nowadays, considered pretty boring and grindy because like Donkey's video sums it up is like there's this no, it's literally Donkey. There's this one mission where you have to like wait for 6 hours or something. I don't know if it's 6 hours in real time, but 6 in-game hours, and it's excruciatingly long. And like there's these side quests that take up so much time, and it's all this menial crap. But you know, the story aspect about it kind of intrigues me. I want to understand what it is. So having an anime that isn't a third sequel that's on Kickstarter and takes X amount of years to come out, sounds a bit more appealing to me. So that's kind of cool.
An abridged version for what you said. I like that the story, if it's the whole thing in one go, is this condensed package. I like the story. I didn't find the first game's a little dated, but that's like Dreamcast era. I haven't played the third game, but I enjoyed the series so far, at least story-wise. So this is a breath of new air to see this come out.
It's gonna be 13 episodes. I can't highlight right, but right there. Why is it not? Whatever. 13 episodes. Stream worldwide outside of Japan and mainland China, and adult stream will air on a Snowy block in the United States. Crunchyroll did not announce the premiere date for the show. So it looks like it's going to be another 3D CGI affair kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, now I'm not hyped.
Sega producing it?
Based on, I don't know who's Adult Swim. I'm just basing that on all the shading that we're seeing on the faces.
Right.
I was gonna say, maybe it would be good.
Telecom animation film. So
Sola
Entertainment.
So this is a Canadian production?
No. So we've talked about. That's all we've talked about. They worked on Tower of God at some.
Oh God, no!
What is Tower of God's animation?
Tower of God's awful.
I watched
predictable, awful.
Is that the writing or the animation? Because it's the studio.
Hold on, Telecom. Yeah, okay. There's a bunch of lip on the third stuff. All right, moving on. The Rise of the Shield Hero Season 2 reveals triumphant new trailer and visual. Basically, the main thing to take out of this is coming next year.
Totally didn't see that coming.
They announced two more seasons, so this is Season 2. Season 3 is confirmed, so...
that was confirmed pretty much right after Season 1 ended.
I wonder if Season 3 will come out the year after. Whoa, that would be a twist.
Or if we'll have a same kind of a break between Season 1, like what we had. Season 1 that aired in 2019 or 2018? Do you remember?
I want to say 2019.
2019? So like maybe 2 years. So maybe 2021 for Season 2, 2023 for Season 3, maybe?
Maybe. Depends on how this virus is affecting production.
Alright. Moving on. Dorla and April manga creators. Women's soccer manga Farewell My Dear Kramer gets a TV anime and an anime film.
I'm thinking Seinfeld. What do they mean by Kramer?
So, I thought this was kind of interesting that they got a TV series and a film already greenlit. You know, you usually see the series, and then after the series is aired, oh yeah, we got a film greenlit too. So that's going to be coming later, but it's coming out. Like,
you'd figured that they would just, I don't know, make more of the TV series or something.
No. But this TV series supposedly takes place in high school, and the movie takes place in middle school or junior high.
Huh. So this is kind of like a GTO sort of effort. Great Teacher Only.
I guess.
Get the Out. That was the greatest anime of all time. Get the Out.
Yeah, Get the Out.
Get the Out.
So.
Wish the Junior High saga OVA would be released over here, but that's another story. Looks very simplistic, like Summer Wars with the character designs.
Yeah, the color palette with the, I mean, especially, the color palette, the yeah. All right, moving on.
Moving right along.
Funimation and JC Staff co-produce Sing a Bit of Harmony original anime film.
Well, I guess. I like JC Staff.
I like JC Staff as well.
JC Staff are okay. I wish they hadn't done One Punch Man Season 2.
Is that the only hesitation that you have with their studio?
I just don't know about Texans.
JC Staff and Funimation announced, Time of Eve's Yasuhiro Yoshiura directs film. That's also the director
Yashihiro
of Fatima
Yoshihiro.
Inverted. So with script by Code Geass's Ichiro Okuchi.
Come on, man. Let it pronounce it correctly. You're luring away people. Viewing.
Okuchi.
Not funny.
That's funny. JC Staff and Funimation announced on Thursday that they're co-producing an original anime film titled Sing a Bit of Harmony. Let Me Hear You Sing a Song of Love by Time of Eve and Fatima Inverted director Yashihiro Yoshihira. The film will open in Japan in 2021 and is coming soon to the United States and Canada.
No way. I can even see it. That's unheard of.
Even Canadians can see it in Canada.
Nah, only Americans can see it in Canada.
Manga news. I stumbled upon this.
Yeah,
and this news came out back on August 10th. Hunter x Hunter has broken its own its own
longest break record.
Longest break record.
Oh, joy.
So I thought that was kind of interesting. And it's kind of a breakdown.
So that's a record you don't want to break.
Yeah, it's the record you don't want to break.
Ooh.
So I thought that was kind of interesting. There's a lot of mumbo jumbo in here, but that basically
is it really interesting, or is this kind of what we expected?
It's kind of heartbreaking and interesting at the same time.
Mm.
You know?
Glad I didn't start the series.
That's what a lot of people are saying. They're like, "Well, I'm glad that I didn't get invested, so I'm being cucked every week."
I'm reading the English manga releases, and that's kind of
Reese, you are a veteran cuck.
I'm a veteran cuck.
When I joined a lot of the Facebook collecting groups, apparently a lot of it's in Texas. I was weirded out that everyone keeps talking about Hunter x Hunter all the time.
Hunter is good, though.
I understand it's good. He created Yu Hakusho. Obviously, his next work would be better as well. I get that. But
let's be clear here. I do think Hunter x Hunter's good. I don't think it's as good as everyone makes it out to be. They think it's the second coming of Satan. Okay.
How far are you with Hunter x Hunter?
I got like 120 chapters into it at least, or something like that.
How far is it? What arc is that?
I don't know. I think it was right before they got into Greed Island. But if we're talking about the anime,
okay,
I'm
you haven't gotten the good stuff then.
So you're gonna pull what my friend says about ReZero. You have to wait till like episode 24 until it gets good.
It gets good in Hunter x Hunter, like episode 100.
if you have to wait in the double digits of episodes, it's not worth the time.
It's phenomenal all the way.
I'm not gonna say that there's gonna be some objective rule of you have to watch specifically 5 episodes. Scientifically speaking, that makes it. That is the exact point that you know it's going to be good. No, I'm not that, but I like to exaggerate with the whole 140 episodes in, it starts to get good for Hunter x Hunter.
That's like the end of the series, though.
I know. I'm just making a joke, but like, I don't think
the series is great when it ends.
Yeah, like I'm not saying you can't and you're not allowed to enjoy it, but I just don't think that's a compelling reason to find it this god tier show that I don't know, people like don't get me wrong, I like Hunter x Hunter. I think it's good. I don't think it's as good as people say.
Because you don't want to hear backlash. We get you.
No, I do like it. I think compared to like My Hero Academia and Attack on Titan, like I have respect for Hunter x Hunter compared to those things with their overhypeness, but anyway, we can move on and get into Mario, the Mario collection.
Mario game?
This is the true. I pronounce it Mario as a joke because you're not a true Mario fan if you say Mario.
It's like
think
Mary.
that's what
Oh, it's like Mary. Oh.
Atari, I think that's the Atari commercial way of pronouncing it.
Well, it wasn't
With
on
Luigi
Atari.
singing, trying to get all this stuff out of the pipes.
Alright.
But
Super Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy come to the Nintendo Switch in
One
All-Star Collection on September 18th. And
guys, there's a
apparently
caveat.
Galaxy 2 is not involved.
There's a caveat. It's only available for 6 months, digitally and physically.
You can only get it until like March 31st, which kind of
Mhm.
sucks ass right there.
But if you're like me, you already pre-ordered your copy before everyone's scalping them online.
It will
Well,
see a limited run physical release, and the
And
digital
release.
digital release is the only one that's only available for. So yeah, it's ridiculous. Go buy that.
No,
physical
both of
copy.
them are 6 months. It's not
So
like
when are they going to produce more Switches?
a lot of people. Oh yeah, that's a big crisis, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that right there is hindering more people to try to get the system, even though they have games that they might want. So
The best solution is, say, if you don't have a Switch and this is the thing that you'd want to get on your Switch,
Just buy it anyway.
yeah, buy the game itself, sit on it until the Switches are back in stock or until you can afford to get a Switch.
no, buy 2. That way you can trade this game for Switch.
Or sell it in like 6
Well, yeah.
months.
The obvious answer is get multiple copies and scalp them, but the ethical way to go about it is
There is no ethical one. It's always just scalp
you're
it.
right, it's unethical.
Don't even play it. Just scalp it. Just buy like 10 copies and sell them next year.
But so yeah, I pre-ordered my copy. It's cool that it's going to have all this like update interface, so it's like it'll say all the buttons for the Switch. I'm just sad about the Mario 64. I played it on the DS. The DS Mario model looks more accurate, proportions and all that. The 64 model looks like ass, in my opinion. Like,
No.
technically, it's good that they
Like
did.
saying Atari games aren't as good as an Xbox today. I mean, it's a different technology.
Dude, DS is terrible hardware as well, but it's just the model itself looks accurate at least, even though it's running in 260p. But like, I would have liked it if they enhanced specifically the Mario model, because it's the thing you see throughout the entire game. But
Yeah,
anyway,
if you're not looking at it for long periods of time, so it might as well have some polish on it.
yeah, but I get it. I get why they didn't make changes, because if you make one change, you might as well change like all the textures, and next thing you know, you have to have a whole remaster project.
Yeah. If you make Mario shiny and everything still looks like ass, it's gonna stick out.
It's gonna
worse
look like
than-
Final Fantasy VIII remaster, because they did that. They made high-res models, and it's in this PS1 game with all the blurry backgrounds and stuff. But yeah, Mario 64. They probably have some remaster down the pipeline. It's such an iconic game. I loved it on the DS, but the controls could have been better and everything. But I'm excited to be able to play, I guess, the 64 version for the first time, and in like 10. Well, it's like 720p basically. I don't know, in whatever resolution it runs at. Point is, I'm
9/11 says some of the textures in 64 are replaces with higher res versions.
Okay, I guess I'm happy with that, but you could have made Mario look like Mario. He looks like this glob of skin. But
Honestly, if you're going to do something like this, reintroduce the 2-player element that was kicked out of the game at this point. Just include it in.
in which
Oh,
game? Or 64 had 2 players?
In theory, it was supposed to have two players, but before it got released, that got on the chopping block. So it didn't
I guess,
originally have it, but it could have potentially had it.
Well, they'd
So-
probably have to rework some of the systems, but I don't know. I'm glad that I have the opportunity to actually play. What is the middle one? Sunshine? I've never played it. When I
A
saw
lot
it,
of collectibles. A lot of collectibles.
when I saw it in like a dentist's office or whatever, playing in the demo, I'm like, this looks stupid. I don't know why, but now that I understand that it's one of the integral Mario
Your
platformers, I'm like,
dentist had video games to play as well.
or sorry, it was like an orthodontist office, I think. They had a GameCube.
Mine had Super Monkey Ball
Oh.
on GameCube. Or I think it was GameCube.
Gamesplanation did a vid showing some of them. I wish that they updated the textures, though.
Yeah, I agree with that. The font looks like AIDS.
All right, so there's more games that we have. You have Mario Kart Live, which I think they're just re-enhancing new stuff.
You can play around your house.
That sounds like an interesting gimmick, but at the end of the day, it's a gimmick. You'll play it once and put it away.
You basically can drive around your house. You map out your house and you can drive it around.
Okay.
The other problem is it's not like the game, so if you crash into something, it can get stuck.
Yeah.
Random 11 had Donkey Kong Country in his dentist office. Let's see. Scroll down. There should be more news here.
They also have the Mario 35 thing, which is also
Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario 64.
Where's the Game & Watch with the Mario on it? Where's the Super Mario 35th where you can
35? It's Battle Royale.
Yeah, the 35th Super Mario's Anniversary Direct. That's all it is.
No, there's a game called
highlight the
Mario
other games
35.
though.
The Super Mario 64.
There's more
Sunshine,
than just that.
Galaxy.
No, it's not in the collection though. Yeah. This article is just about the collection, basically.
And go-karts. It didn't include the other stuff.
Along with the big news above, Defense announced a new game and watch system with Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels, available to play portable on the historically designed system.
It's supposed
Super
to have
Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury is making its way to the Nintendo Switch.
Which does have co-op play.
Switch.
Yeah,
Switch.
I haven't gotten that model yet.
So it hasn't been announced what Bowser's Fury is just yet. A new Battle Royale game in the same vein as Tetris 99 was also announced. Super Mario 35. A Battle Royale type game where 35 people compete to complete classic Mario levels, exclusive for Nintendo Switch Online members.
Which is also expiring.
Which is only going for 6 months or 5 months.
What's the point? The thing is, I don't think I'd play that recurringly anyway. It would be like a gimmick anyway.
Okay, so
finally,
me and FDDNM can't read the size 8 font. Thank you for covering those, Reese. You think the others would have pictures with it in this article.
And finally, a full range of Super Mario themed events in various Nintendo games will be happening through to March, including a Splatfest in Splatoon 2.
That sounds disgusting. Let's have a Splatfest, guys.
A tournament in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and even Mario items in Animal Crossing's New Horizons.
Ooh. Do you guys think that Flip would like a Splatfest on his face?
Merch from Black Milk and other streetwear brands will also be available through March 2021, with more details with more details on the Super Mario 35 website. Sadly, nothing was said about Super Mario Galaxy 2.
That was the truest form of cuckoning as well, but people are speculating that's going to get its own proper individual port that's going to be because you know how there's Wii U games that are being brought over to Switch, they might treat it like that.
Now, one of the for some reason, because the reason the Crunchyroll article was chosen was to condense everything together. One of the other articles was on the Super Mario Game & Watch. It would have told you how to pre-order it depending on where you are.
I'm pretty sure we can viewers can just look that up if they're interested in the Game & Watch.
It's done. Hold on, I didn't mean to click that. Come on, more. Come on, view 8 more. There you go. Where to pre-order Game & Watch? This one here?
Yeah, that.
At Nintendo.com, perhaps?
The scalpers. Let's see.
UK.
Down, UK. The US. So
on
still
Amazon. Why do we need to know where to buy it when it's on Amazon?
If you're going to buy a game, you know where you're going to buy it from already.
All right.
But yeah, in short,
Uh,
excited to be able to play Sunshine for the first time and in a like good quality because it's gonna be like set 1080p, yeah. And Mario Galaxy is like the only. Actually, no, it's not the only because I beat 64. So Galaxy I played and beat, and it was really really fun. So I'm excited to play that in HD. It's all cool, except it's the truest form of cuckoning that they're only doing it for limited time. They're speculating that they're gonna have like an eShop thing that's gonna be like the GameCube games because right now they have an NES library, so they're assuming that the GameCube is gonna launch with Mario Sunshine, and then they're gonna have a Wii eShop. So that's what people are speculating is gonna happen, and this collection is just for a temporary thing.
Randy Malone says his dentist had Donkey Kong Country.
Oh, the competition of the dentists, the retro dentists.
All right. Gotta go back to this one. So, Sega's Astro City Mini 1/6 scale game cabinet reveals final 13 titles. So, we got Elf's Kid with Stella, The Lost Stars, Arabian Fight, Flicky, My Hero, Puyo Puyo Sue, Quartet 2, Ride Mobile, Scramble Spirits, Sega Ninja, Sonic Boom, Space Harrier, Stack Columns, and Thunder Force AC. So those are all.
AC? I know
AC.
that guy.
I know that guy. He's an asshole.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Moving on, Bandai Namco announces Pac-Man Geo smartphone game for launch this month. iOS Android game using Google Maps data to launch in 170 countries. I thought that was pretty interesting. So basically, it's taking all the road data from Google Maps, and that's what you can play on for Pac-Man. That sounds awesome.
It does.
Yeah.
We're literally getting Pac-Man World now. I wonder how this
game
will
will
work.
let players Pac-Man play Pac-Man in real-world maps with road map data from Google Maps. In the game's player will choose the scope of the map to play, so you can choose how big of an area you want to play with, and they will encounter Pac-Man, Power Pellets, and Ghosts. Players will also be able to collect real-world landmarks from around the world, even from the comfort of home. So it sounds like what I would hope it would be like if you like the more you travel, the more of the map you can unlock to play on.
So
and it'll have areas around what you call it, areas around landmarks already unlocked for the people who don't want to have to go to out in front of the White House to play on the White House one or something But that sounds pretty cool. Like you get like maybe 2 kilometers around your initial login point, and the more you travel, those areas are added to your game. That sounds like it'd be pretty cool if that was the case.
Next thing you know, they're gonna make Pac-Man Battle Royale.
Ooh.
I think they did a Namco Battle Royale back on GameCube.
All right.
But was it in Pac-Man style? Oh no! I see the headline. Oh no!
Flip, flop, flop. Wow.
Do, and do. Okay. Let's see how fast these can load. That's not what I wanted. What the hell?
Faster than Brad's.
Why isn't that loading up the tweet?
So what have you two been watching lately aside on Ohana?
Anohana.
I know.
World Trigger. Because I realized they have the dub on Crunchyroll.
Okay. How you liking World Trigger?
Actually liking it quite a bit. Our previous esteemed guest.
I gotta find the thing here. Yeah,
Anime Intensity had a video where she mentioned like she didn't like World Trigger or whatever because the main character is always making this weird displeased face, and I'm oddly enough actually liking that because he's always making the face, and I'm finding it kind of entertaining because he's always making it.
Is this the one where they all have powers and they're...
That's like every show ever.
Well, I get that, but do they focus on superpowers and...
This is the one where they have a trigger and their border, the whatever. They essentially have Avas that come in periodically from the other world, but the other world has like people. They just send in these like machines or whatever they are, and then these people are like a Earth defense force, might as well. And the way their trigger works is trigger on, and then their real body is replaced with a fake body or whatever, so they don't get hurt and stuff.
Do you know if this was animated by Trigger or someone else?
It was animated by Toei.
Yeah.
Toei? Okay, I'm thinking of something else. I remember
It's 73 episodes.
animated by Trigger, which was an adaptation, and my problem with it was they wouldn't shut up for the ending. But
you know what was hilarious, though? In World Trigger, there was this one scene that was dramatic where the main character is like being pressured because he like broke the protocol or whatever, and he's getting in trouble. And they're like, would you do it again or whatever? Because he was not supposed to help people because he's a trainee or something. And what happened was 10 seconds of him being intense or whatever, and then of silence. 10 seconds go by and he's like, I would, and then 10 more seconds. I counted this. So 20 seconds of nothing, and then he's like, I would do anything I could to help. And it's like, what happened here?
How'd that enthusiasm to say your sentence in like one breath?
can you highlight Random 11's comment? I remember that one as well, when they turned the Google homepage into like a Pac-Man and lost so much work hours because everyone was playing Pac-Man at work and everywhere.
I remember, what was it, May 10th or March 10th, where like the Google Maps turned when you like say go to this destination, it turned the arrow into a Mario Kart and on a cart, Mario Kart. They did that on March 10th. I thought that was pretty cool.
That was cool. Because
All right.
Mario Day, right?
No. So I found a tweet. For some reason I didn't link it right. But anyway, the Manga and Lionsgate release for Ghost in the Shell on 4K has a different song, has the wrong song playing during the Japanese version, I think. But it's been like a mix up since they put the wrong song in this movie. 4K audio tracks play the same song. They both play 1 minute warning by passengers. And the Japanese version should have played Chant 3 Reincarnation.
So is that 1 minute song supposed to only play for the dub, and it plays on?
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, I don't care then.
Yeah,
this is fine.
No,
but at least it's only a song and not like, oh, it like skips the entire middle of the movie or something.
Yeah, or I think he also brings up a bunch of like other different comparisons.
So to kind of, for those watching in the new, who is this Joe's?
Jose Argumedo is he basically kind of does the same thing that Justin Savickas does.
Okay. Oh. So he authors and encodes hard disk media.
Hold on. So
you follow him, Augie. What the hell? How do you not know who he is and you following him?
He talks about a lot of neat things, but I didn't know what he did. He has interesting stuff to say, so I don't blame you for sharing this article. I just didn't know what this person did.
But so the comparison, it looks like it had the same waveform as the Japanese 4K Blu-ray.
Where is it?
If I'm correct in saying that.
What do you mean by waveform?
On the left, that's a waveform. I assume that shows the bit rate.
And then we got the USA.
Like they look the same to me.
Yeah, the USA one is brighter.
It's brighter?
It's brighter.
So this is like...
Looking at its picture. See how skin shine? See that?
Okay, so the Japanese is at 40. We're like busting over 100.
Wait. Oh, this is the HDR, like the brightness or whatever.
400.
Maybe that's a good thing because I think Justin Sudeikis himself said something about how the 4K Blu-ray isn't really an upgrade or whatever, but maybe because it's brighter, that means that that the HDR is actually being taken advantage of. So that could be a good thing.
Apparently, this is the best we're going to get in the States so far, but the Japanese 4K one is still better.
It's still better?
Yeah, the Japanese 4K release is still better.
I remember him. He has like a complete collection of
every Ghost in the Shell. But wait, so wait, the other one's better because I'm assuming because it isn't brighter?
Yeah.
I feel like we're having an Xbox versus PlayStation 2. The Xbox has darker graphics as the PlayStation.
See how much it's like artificially enhanced brightness kind of thing. See how much brighter it is?
Yeah.
Alright.
I would have to watch it.
I mean, from my monitor, it looks more like there's better contrast in the US, but I don't know. It should be plenty good anyway.
I'm gonna. I gotta find that tweet. Where's that tweet again?
And Augie, the Xbox actually has like better hardware, like compared to the PS2.
Oh, yeah, it can burn houses down.
It's not like one's darker, one's lighter. Like the PS2 ran like crap. The Xbox ran smoother because it had better hardware.
PlayStation 2 had a better
game
library. Honestly,
because half of it's shovelware or it's ports from the PS3 that run worse. But yeah, I'm glad that the flub is not
it's just about the song.
Problem is I can't actually pre-order it anywhere.
No, it's not. It's already out.
Or sorry, I can't non-pre-order it. I can't
actually purchase it yet. You don't have Best Buy in Canada?
We do, but Best Buy doesn't have it listed on the Canadian website.
That sucks.
So you buy a lot of stuff from Best Buy, Reese?
I do, actually.
Okay. I didn't know that. I normally avoid them like the plague.
I mean, I buy like the retail exclusive steelbooks and stuff.
Okay. I would if they actually sold them up here.
Like the Paranormal Agent and the My Hero Academia.
Oh crap! When's Paranormal Agent supposed to release?
October 13th.
Okay. So I'm glad it's getting a re-release.
That's a Best Buy exclusive.
Yeah, we covered that a few podcasts ago. At this point, that Paranormal Agent got a new one.
Right, but like
we also got another.
We forget stuff over time.
So here's that Crunchyroll Sentai partnership we were talking about.
Ooh, how many titles do they have?
At least 3.
At least 3.
Except the Food Wars one almost felt like a Sentai would have released it, even if
it's kind of like kind of an obvious thing. It was like, of course they're gonna have.
This is why I'm watching World Trigger, guys.
I am so gonna buy the limited edition of Bookworm.
Does it say there's gonna be a limited edition one?
I didn't say, but if one's out, I'm gonna get it.
For limited edition for what series?
Bookworm.
Ascension of a Bookworm.
Bookworm.
I watched one episode of Bookworm and I'm like, why do I care?
I'll do anything to become a librarian. Okay.
It's like you isekai and what you want to do is read.
It's not really. So she dies when she dies in our world and is personality swapped with a dead 3-year-old to have. She can overproduce mana in this world, and it's like 1700s Europe is where this is based in.
But so what's the draw?
The world building is pretty amazing. What?
But what's the draw?
The draw? Because she overproduces mana, she's at more risk of dying.
Okay.
And it goes from there. I'll just say that for right now.
HDM, you got a question. If you see it go up in Canada, let me know, please.
If you see it go up in Canada, let me know. Okay.
I'm guessing that's about the Ghost.
Same goes for you.
Yeah.
You let me know if you see it.
Oh,
share
yeah.
the news.
Share the love.
Share
Did
the
you ever
wealth.
meet up with that one commenter from last podcast? It seemed to have known you.
Who?
Who? What?
There was a commentator last podcast that said that they knew you. Were you able to find out who that was?
Knew me? Are you talking about the person who said, I'm going to see you after the podcast? And I'm like, oh, this person's going to murder me after the podcast. Is that what we're talking about? Because I don't remember someone saying they knew me.
You didn't meet up with him. Oh my God. Shout Factory Limited. Anime
You're not
Limited.
talking about that one guy who lives like 10 minutes away from me that we've already like I was going to sell him something at one point, but I'm talking about DVDs, guys. Come on.
Shout Factory and Anime Limited licenses bartender anime for North America. Anime Limited is a UK distributor, so they're basically releasing it through Shout Factory.
Yep, they confirmed it for the UK a while ago. So this is just they're basically porting it.
I'm curious if this is going to get dubbed. There has been no mention about it.
I know a lot of people have been wanting this release for quite some time. Ever since
it is a good show.
They're not dubbing it in the UK.
It's still there.
So I'm not sure if they would dub it over here.
Well, they could do like Walk On Girl Short Night. I forgot the arrangement of that.
Short Night.
The night is short walk. The night is short walk on girl.
Right. So they released it subbed, and I think we might cover an article about what's happening to it now.
Did I grab that?
I don't want to spoil it. If you put it up,
I don't think I got it. I must have forgot. I must have forgot to grab that. I know what you're talking about too.
Should I reveal it?
I'll go grab that right now.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm anticipating the collector's edition is going to look like that god awful Be the Beginning thing, which is listed on Amazon.ca, oddly enough, for 140.
I think it's going to be a different packaging.
Well, the bartender they showed the packaging for the UK release, which looks like their typical chipboard box, small profile, which would be good.
It's to me, if it's similar to Funimation's release of a restaurant in another world, I would be fine with it. If it looks like I need to get some pledge and shine it every now and then, I'm fine with that too.
So, Nice Short Walk On Girl Anime Film gets an English dub. This was released a couple of years ago back in January 2019 by G-Kid, sub only. I have this release. I still haven't watched my copy of it yet.
It's sub only? I thought it was dubbed, so I'm glad I didn't buy it when you said, do you have a Nice Short Walk On Girl? Because now I'm going to wait for the dub one.
The problem I see with this one is because it takes place in the same universe as Tatami Galaxy.
The continuity.
And that series is almost impossible to dub.
Oh my god, you're being that person that said Monogatari can't get dubbed. It's so complex.
No, not just because of the wordplay, just of how fucking fast they talk.
That's what I mean. That's
Never doubt a female's voice.
People say, "Oh, you can't dub Monogatari. They talk so fast."
I'm not saying they can't because I don't want them to. I'm saying they physically cannot.
I don't know. There was one scene in Excel Saga and there's one scene in Puni Puni Poemi where the characters talked really super fast as if they were fast forwarded, and apparently in the commentary for that one scene they just talked naturally, so they naturally talked that fast.
I wonder if they could they do the dialogue and then they speed it up like 2.5 speed and then fit it in the flaps.
That'd be terrible.
I'd watch it.
Stuff in feminine flaps. What's going on, FDDNM?
The best news of the century.
Yes.
Anime is saved. Anime is saved. Right Stuff licenses interspecies reviewers for exclusive Blu-ray release. Now, this is going to be released by the Critical Mass label, which is Right Stuff's hentai label.
Who has lower standards.
Who has lower standards and better standards, apparently.
Yep.
I'm actually, the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. Just because of that one shot in the opening that shows all the girls downstairs in the truly uncensored version.
So in this case, they're gonna have no barriers whatsoever.
No barriers whatsoever. And I looked, and the Japanese release has that part censored. So whether we can actually get that uncensored is up in the air. But if we can get it, it will be uncensored whatsoever.
Now,
And the principle of that alone would be interesting and really pretty cool.
The big question is whether it will be dubbed at all. And apparently,
I hope they pull a discotheque and at least put the one episode that got dubbed on if they don't dub
that would be awesome. And apparently, Brittany Lada, who played Midri, would be
DTF.
She is DTF? Yeah.
It's so funny how big the whole thing about Funimation being like, this is out of our comfort zone. The dub actors are like, yeah, that was great.
That was awesome. Like
the script writer.
That was great while they light up a cigarette. Let's do it again.
Wasn't the scriptwriter also really into it?
Yeah, probably. And Media Blasters was very interested in getting it. So before, if Funimation had actually confirmed that they did not have it, Media Blasters was my first thought who would actually get it for their kitty media line. So
I thought so too. So there's more to that article.
There is more to that article. Hold on. What's this one? Hold on. Media Blasters is also getting back into the game. They're trying to get new titles, but right now their phase 1 focus is to reissue what they call old but new, meaning like Ladies versus Brothers or Yosuka that were forgotten and never got released. Have any suggestions? And then this is also basically their announcement that they got the Shrine of the Morning Mist, and they can release that in Blu-ray.
I'm rooting for them, but hopefully Media Blasters will be coming back, baby.
So by the
media line,
the new but forgotten, so anime that haven't been licensed that are 2010s or so,
stuff
right?
that they've licensed that still hasn't seen a release, I
Ultra Girls. There's two others.
My bride is the student council president.
Yeah,
that hasn't even gotten its initial release.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. New that hasn't been that people have forgotten about that they actually had.
Well, I'm just confused by their wording saying reissue, because it made it sound like Lays versus Butlers had a bad disc and they're reissuing it.
And the reissue is one category, and the second category is what I'll call old but new. There's two different categories here.
So new enough to have HD.
And stuff that they still haven't gotten around to release, and apparently because of the Crunchyroll Sentai partnership, that put the My Bride is a Student Council President series in a bit of a tight spot, but they're still going to try to get to it. Hang on.
Try to get to it.
I had the tweet, but I can't remember where. Hold on. Media Blaster.
So you're saying they didn't forget about the thing they licensed?
Yeah. Was it Kitty Media release? Okay, no, that's not it. Media Blaster.
So WTK's on Fandom Post. Are they like a bot?
Who, WTK?
Yeah.
Huh.
What does WTK stand for?
No idea.
What the cuck?
Okay.
Spelled with a K.
Still trying. Okay, what happened to My Wife is a City Council President? Still trying. This got missing now with the Crunchyroll and Sentai team.
Wait, Media Blasters has a Twitter?
Wow. Yeah, well, they have two Twitters. The Media Blasters, one is their new one where they're reviving themselves, I hope. Or so far, it seems like they're trying to have a personality again.
Well, they seem to have communication, which is the number one best thing when you're a company.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Meat Blasters 1. Is this... Yeah, the same one. Meat Blasters 1.
Okay.
Alright, so that now Irresponsible Captain Tyler Blu-ray Ultra set. Here we go.
All right.
The one that they announced like a couple years ago at this point, but
They said that they've been working on it.
So there's two versions. One has an autograph. Now they have this little tier chart here. They had to sell 100 copies of the autograph set, and the autograph went from an autograph cover, the cover of the art book cover gets the autograph, to a new mini lithograph that has an autograph on it.
think about it like a
A reverse
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter.
And
Whatever.
apparently they're only going to have 200
Well, it's
of
not
the
really
autograph.
reversed.
Only
So-
200? Okay.
Only 200.
I think the only one that majorly cares about that would be Sean Kleckner.
And then they
But
also have
the thing that
these little stretch goals sort of things like to add new features for the number of pre-orders. So they've already
I
made,
see what they did here. The only stretch goal I care about is the very last one.
yeah, the English voice cast retrospective.
There you go.
But they have to sell 1,500 sets.
Yeah,
That's
which
awesome.
ironically pushes me away from ordering it because I'm like, well, there's no hope.
Yes,
So
no.
something I'm kind of irritated at is if you look at the pre-orders, well, A, the spine is backwards.
Yeah,
Come on, you got it right for the
They've got-
Gundam seed.
it's gotta go up to down, not down to up.
Yeah. If that's the way you put it. I just say rotate it 180 degrees.
Yeah.
But
And they've got it right on these.
Maybe
yeah,
you should
because
try
whoever
to get
designed
to
those in this cases inside knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
But it's weird because is this like a slip cover over the art box, or is that art box huge, like the black one?
It's
non-distinct-
probably
might be
big. It's
separate.
probably got the two.
the art books and stuff in
It's
it.
probably got the two Amaray cases in this thing.
In this thing, yes. But is
And-
this thing inside the giant
and this
black
thing
one?
is in the black thing with the book next to it.
I really hope that's
might be
not it. But I
separate,
mean, it
though.
could be worse.
It could be
If
worse.
you look at the other pre-orders, you can just pre-order or get another art book.
Yeah, but
What,
it's like
another art book?
You can buy another art book, but it's $1,000.
Really?
No. It's 80 if you put in the code, or
You
can.
have to have this purchased already.
Yes. But
okay.
hold on. I was really confused. The thing I was going to say that upsets me is you can buy the art book on its own. It says it's only available to people who bought the Ultra Edition, which
thing
makes
here.
it sound like you can buy the Ultra Edition on its own and then later buy the art book. But
Yeah.
you can't get the Ultra Edition on its own. It forces you to buy the art book at an $80 value, means that this is like $120 if you get rid of the art book, which is what I want to do, because I'm not going to spend $200 on Captain Tyler.
I feel like it's worth it, but I remember Kleckner going to a few Facebook groups to ask what they want. In the art book, I'm hoping that they
That art book does
Oh.
look like it's like the art book to end all art books. Don't get me
I
wrong.
hope that it
I
details.
don't want to be forced to buy it though if I don't even know if I like the show or not. I want to watch it this way the first time on Blu-ray.
Okay, I'm hoping that they detail the April Fool's red slip that started the whole adventure. That, and I remember a lot of people rooting with me on this to include the flags for both the Earth and the Relgog. But hopefully that
They
might
would probably add like $30 onto the price tag.
I mean, you're paying $200 for it. Why not?
I don't know, because 200 is a bit high already.
Alright, so hold on. I gotta. Funimation added like 3 late editions to their November slate, and
Yes.
they're not all showing up at the top.
I just go Funimation. Did they add 3? I thought they only added Azur Lane.
They had 3. I gotta find it. There's Azur Lane.
I pre-ordered exclusive, just one of the Dragon Ball Z Steel books.
They had another one.
Why don't you filter it by
There it
Funimation?
is. I found it.
Stars Line. I thought they already had that one.
Nope. That was added just recently. Alright, then we
All
got
the disco.
these. That one. That one. And that one. Alright.
I mean, allegedly. Oh no, this isn't a mini disco day. This is the actual disco day.
Yeah, it's the actual disco day.
It's just the other one's going to be announcement disco day.
The other one next week is going to be a big discotheque day. So we
Yeah.
got
Allegedly,
One Piece,
it's probably.
On Monday.
One Piece season 10 part 3.
Glad they're still putting them out because we'll eventually get Blu-ray. This is all I care about.
What? This is episode 614.
So when's the next collection coming out, or is there?
They already had
Voyage.
put out 2 parts since the new dub or whatever, so it should be in the pipeline.
It'll be in the pipeline, but we're probably gonna have to wait till next summer.
Maybe, yeah.
And then Azure Lang.
My brother's been
A lot
playing
of
Azure
people-
Lane again recently.
What kind of game is it?
It's a gotcha game.
Oh,
I kind
It's
of
like Fate Grand Order if it was better.
I know a lot of people have been fan arting the hell out of this series. I just didn't know what this was.
I don't know if you guys can read it, but it says Azure Lang right here over the animation, and it's smaller than the
It's
animation.
smaller than the animation.
What does the spine look like? Okay.
It says
I'm
Azure
fine.
Lane.
It says it. I mean, but this is a terrible logo.
I
Yeah,
wonder if it's a
blend
art not
white
final
on white.
thing.
Barely can see. It looks like the anchor's covering half of it.
It is. It's. I mean, this thing. It should have been what Azure Lang.
I would forgive it if it was like one of those lacy coasters that you have on the table. Okay, I can forgive it there. But if it's on paper, come on.
And then
Can't
we also got Stars Align.
This gives me such mixed signals because I hear Stars Line and think it's about like astrology or some sci-fi.
This is that one with the that we've covered it before in podcasts. But anyway,
At least the art cover looks cool. Now, Lupin, Secret of
Twilight Gemini.
Gemini, which has both censored and uncensored and redid subtitles.
It's just got the fully uncensored video, but in the special features it has the censored version of the dub.
So no more trying to figure out which DVD is cut or uncut, because everything is there.
No, this is we'll get to that when we get to
Question: did they say Lupin's name in the dub?
Lupin.
Lupin?
Yeah, in the Funimation's dub, they pronounced everybody's names wrong.
But no, I'm talking about like I guess the Tony Oliver dub.
The Tony Oliver dub, they pronounced everything correctly.
Like Lupin?
Lupin. Yeah.
Okay, because frickin' Justin Savakis was going through his collection or whatever the other day, and he's like, "Oh, gotta love Lupin" or whatever. And I'm like,
God.
What? Did you not like author 69% of Lupin discs and not hear Lupin pronounced once? God, call you out, Justin. No.
Hanasakaru Seishonen.
I really like the cover, even though it's clearly about like a reverse harem or something. But I mean,
Reverse
intrigues
harem
me.
with high drama
Oh, wow,
elements.
it's 39 episodes.
yeah, it came out in 2009 apparently, so it's all HD, I guess. That's cool.
Pretty much,
Native.
girl goes to island which has a kingdom, and
This is an upscale,
drama.
but still looks pretty good apparently.
I think it's missing an OVA. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's not everything. It's the Requiem for Victims OVA.
Well, no, Justin said on Twitter
Yeah,
that
we'll get to it. We'll get to it. So I'm just saying what this one. I'm just saying what this one also includes. And then Big Order, which this one is really interesting because this was supposed to have been released by Funimation when Crunchyroll and Funimation were partnered up.
Oh.
And the OVA is like a pick your own adventure. Am I right on that? Or what's going on with the OVA? Because some tweets are saying it goes on and on, my friend.
Hold on. And then we got Osamu Tezuka's 1001 Nights.
Yes.
Look at those legs, though.
Hardcore trilogy this year.
So it was this one. What was the other one? Oh, Cleopatra. What was the other one? Again?
Belladonna of Sadness.
Oh, Belladonna. Okay, yeah.
Cleopatra and 1001 Nights. I'm not sure if the Belladonna was U.S. only, or
I think that's a Criterion release, isn't it?
I'd have to dig it up, but I don't think Criterion released it. I'll do research on my end and show you the link.
Okay. So going back to Justin's tweets. So Big Order. Oh boy, this was an interesting one. The TV series is as seen on Crunchyroll with more boobs. The OVA, however, has randomized segments that had to reverse engineer and reprogram. You gods, utterly unique. Yeah, I don't know what about this randomized segments and has to reverse engineer and reprogram, but
so I don't think he responded yet.
Of all the programming features that DVD has, so some things like you take for granted, like a slideshow, isn't in Blu-ray when coding.
A slideshow?
Stuff.
The thing is, Blu-ray has more menu options. Like, you can pop up the menu in the middle of watching the show.
Mm-hmm. What's the other? Okay. So apparently the OVA came out before 10 years. 38 minutes. I can't. Described in simple terms. What the fuck am I watching? Okay. That's pretty good. Is this the one? Did you watch this one, Augie? Big Order?
I remember watching an episode or two at the anime club that I go to on Fridays, but
I want to say this is the one. I know I've seen like a meme of like a bunny girl with "Don't touch my ears, I get pregnant." It was like, yeah, right. And he touches her ears and she gets pregnant. Is that this show?
I think that might be this show.
All right. Hanasakaru Seishonen. How the hell do I describe this one? Mix Hana Yori Dango, a crazy-ass Aaron spelling soap opera, and Gundo Musashi. Native HD, first time in HD in any country. No extra sad look. So that's cool. They're getting another, why did I click that? Oh, I just clicked the right stuff. They're getting like a first time Blu-ray, just kind of like what they got with,
Robot Carnival? Or wait, no.
Lupin the Third Legend of the Gold of Babylon. It's first Blu-ray in the world is this release. So 1001 Nights, so excited for this one. We painstakingly recreated in the international dub.
I like to think that they were like in a voice studio trying to replicate like the exact cadence of everyone's
I don't think so. God damn it. Yeah,
so with some malicious pics that released Belladonna of Sadness.
Okay. We completely remade the English opening and trailer titles. Went to nuts fixing up the subs. Easily the most entertaining of the Animerama films. Okay. I wish the HD transfer was cleaner. It appeared to have been done in 720p, but we've managed to fix it up a lot. Unless there's new transfer, this will be the definitive version. Dan Kruger, this is the same upscale that came out in Japan and looks pretty good, if a little over-cleaned in my humble opinion.
Which usually means I'll like it.
TV series, Requiem, and Blazing Epilogue OVA. Unfortunately, God Bless was not available. Still a great package of a classic. And lastly, the only Lupin special that Funimation made a censored broadcast version for. As expected, Brady preserved every aspect of every version of this one, and we came up with a disc that is in classic discotheque media style, excessive.
I think this, regarding how we were discussing how they didn't censor that one release and put the disclaimer and stuff, I think this is a good showcase of how, like, the lengths that they are still using their integrity to make sure everything is uncensored and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But to that point,
I'm pretty sure this is probably just it was just a flashy way of saying everything is going to be uncensored.
Right, exactly. What I was saying off camera, what I was saying earlier today to the boys was that is this a flashy way of saying it's uncensored, or is this a very skirting around saying this is censored because it says, oh, it's the Crunchyroll version, and when you hear the Crunchyroll version, it's like, that sounds like, so censored? Broadcast version? And then he says, but with more boobs. It's like, so uncensored? Are there some scenes like Sugumamo where they're like, oh, we'll selectively censor this episode. Not these episodes, though. We're going to do that.
No.
Also, Christopher Barker says, hello, everyone. I'm new here. Welcome to the channel. You have seen the debut of HDDNM, so when you go back to the previous broadcast, you'll see me in SD. So, looking forward to that. And
look forward to the downgrade.
Yeah, look forward to the downgrade. But yeah.
The King's Avatar, they talk really fast. Basically, you needed to pause every time they talk because the subs need to scroll by too fast to keep up. Okay. Back on our discussion about the fast dub for Tatami Galaxy and
that's the same. You know what? I wonder if that would be a factor. If it's like, if the dub can't fit, would the subs be able to also like barely fit? It would be on screen for like a flash and then go to the next thing.
They have the technology to re-edit the flaps if given permission.
Yeah, but that would take
No.
They can't do that. That would take out the integrity of the original picture.
Well, then they couldn't have dual audio without having to re-export the entire thing, or do a dub-only, sub-only release for each of them. Because I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal was the only anime that a studio got the raw After Effects files and were able to manipulate the mouth flaps and music and every element, and they had this own customized dub, but that never got released because they're like, hey, y'all can't do that. And then
that's illegal.
Well, I don't know if it's that. It was just out of the contract.
Anyway, My Hero Academia 2 Heroes is getting a steelbook exclusive from Best Buy.
Wow.
Coming out in December. On December 8th. So it'll be Blu-ray only. If it was a comic pack, I probably would have considered buying it. But since it's Blu-ray only, I'm not going to buy it. I mean, they have the Blu-ray, the DVD disc. Why can't they just make a comic pack?
I don't know.
They got skimp on that steel.
And they did the same thing with Your Name. If Your Name was a comic pack, I would have bought that steelbook. But since I already got the DVD Blu-ray comic pack standard edition, I'm just going to stick with that one.
Yeah.
So, hold up. I was just seeing, I got to check this out. That looks awesome. Does that come out?
Huh.
November.
So Christopher Barker says, thoughts on a re-release of Dragon Ball Z Blu-rays? I personally think they're a cash grab, and I find the orange bricks not that bad. That's our saying Memento exactly. The only other reason that you would go for any of the Blu-rays, to my knowledge, is to get the not the cut edge on the video. Other than that, same show.
What do you mean not the cut edge on the video?
Just a little bit more picture in the screen.
Yeah.
So
the Blu-rays and the orange bricks, I think, have the exact same source quality.
Or no.
It's just that the Blu-ray has it's in 1080p and they adjusted the colors so they're more vibrant, extremely vibrant. But the thing is, the new DBZ Blu-rays that are coming out, the re-releases are in 4:3.
Mhm.
I mean, if you want to experience
you're getting a little bit more picture at least.
Yeah, if you want to experience it with a slightly closer to what they made it as originally, it's cool for that. But like you were saying, like we're kind of indifferent to the 16:9 crop because it's not a significant enough impact on the show. Like you don't see all these decapitated Gokus across every episode.
They at least like sort of tried to frame it correctly.
Quality or picture quality.
Yeah. And the thing is, it was weird though, because when I was watching it, the 16:9 almost enhanced it in a way to make it feel like it wasn't as old as it was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Fair enough.
But I pre-ordered the first Steelbook. I'm gonna test it out. And the thing is, someone said that because there's the whole cropping controversy about the new sets that they're putting out, like when they put out the collector's edition, people are like, dude, it's cutting out like way more in the previews that they're advertising. But some people are saying it's not as bad as it looked on like the previews. So hopefully that's the case. So I'm gonna just test it out and see if it's any good.
There you go.
All right. There we go.
Thought we got rid of the loot crates. What's going on here?
Yeah, really.
Virtual Crunchyroll Expo 2020. Loot Crate and Crunchyroll.
All right,
reveal.
enough said. Next.
More details on new partnership. So this is a thing. Crunchyroll and Loot Crate are partnering up.
It's probably the only thing keeping Loot Crate alive is that Crunchyroll's like, God, we need a Loot Crate. Let's get real Loot Crate. We'll fund you guys.
Since this is a thing, it's also a noun.
Official Fist of the North Star whiskey goes on sale in Japan. These look pretty cool.
Look very light for whiskey. I don't drink, but I remember.
That looks pretty standard.
Okay.
I mean, I don't drink either, but I mean, I know what whiskey looks like at least.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how much is in this bottle. If these are like one of those little pocket bottles.
It looks like 750 ml. Oh no, it could be a regular like beer bottle, like 500 ml or something.
So it's 47.1% alcohol. Don't know why they just didn't say 47% alcohol.
That 0.1 makes a huge difference.
That 0.1 makes a huge difference. It's a 22-year-old whiskey, huh? The whiskey's old enough to drink. There you are, 27 ounce.
Pictures of Kenshiro and Bao.
23.7 ounce bottles. Okay, so that's about.
The thing is, you shouldn't buy this whiskey because I'm pretty sure when they made this whiskey initially, they didn't have in mind this is going to be Fist of the North Star. So it's just a cash grab. It's not authentic.
Yeah.
And you gotta spend $179 for 3 pints of whiskey.
Yeah, you're literally paying that money for a label.
$9.
Oh my god! I mean, I guess the box.
I just spent about that much to buy all of Anohana again.
Pretty much.
Oh no!
You can have more anime, and if you do this, you just get like a bigger.
Anime will last longer than this, and you.
The thing is, you're not going to eat your Anohana when you get it, or are you?
I mean, I'd get really fucking hungry. You never know.
You never know, man.
All right, you guys have anything else you want to say about this one?
No.
Like piss in a bottle.
All right.
Wow.
Face Dorayaki, Japanese.
Face is like he's saying, "Hey."
Okay, my face. All right,
Have
so.
you ever had that before?
I don't think so.
I didn't mind it so much. I know it's Doraemon's favorite food, but the face is.
I don't know what red bean jelly or red bean paste or whatever.
It's basically crunchy sugar.
Have you ever had Boston Red Beans, the candy?
No.
Okay, so I can't.
I mean,
Over that.
Red bean paste
I'll
is their
I'll eat 2 pancakes with whipped cream in the middle. Sure, I'll try that, but I don't know what red bean paste tastes like.
red bean paste is their replacement for sugar because they don't natively grow sugar in Japan or whatever. So they have a lot of red bean dishes, and I've had red bean ice cream before, and the red bean
was amazing.
like it's sweet, it tastes good and all, but it has a bean texture in your ice cream.
Beans.
So
Like refried bean texture.
Idle.
like it's ground beans. Think of if you like ground up peanuts or something, you kind of just get this like
Imagine refried beans, not salty but sweet, with a consistency of like.
just think of a toned down sugar that's crunchy
red
peanuts that have been ground up.
You get from the fair, the red candy part, as refried beans but sweeter.
It sounds like you're saying, Augie, think of red beans. Just think of the red beans themselves.
Just think of kidney beans. You know?
Yeah, there you go. The print quality on the cakes kind of remind me of like a Game Boy camera.
It could be.
I know a face that would be absolutely amazing to have on one of these things.
What's that?
What would that
And
be?
it's this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
My candid photography of
That would be amazing on a dorayaki.
And it's full beauty.
you can see a perfect preview because it's in a circle right here. So you can
right?
you're looking
Exactly.
at the cake right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys want to eat his face, right?
Oh, RHYS face reveal. Guys, double
That
face.
would actually probably be better.
That would print better, higher quality, but
It's
the other one is still a classic.
It's better quality and it actually fills the circle.
Yeah.
I agree. Chris Barker, Dragon Ball and GT do not get love. GT had its own Dragon Box that didn't get released over here.
That didn't get released?
It did not get released over here. So there is you can import the Dragon Box for
Even though I think didn't the green brick set still have the 4x3?
the Dragon Ball, and the GT sets are not cropped like the orange boxes.
Yeah. So there was pretty much no.
But wait.
point in
Where can you import it from is what I'm asking.
Japan.
Amazon Japan. Just put in the credentials and use translator to find out.
Oh, so Japan is Japan made the Dragon boxes originally, and Funimation was like, let's do our version of that.
Let's copy it. Yeah.
Those boxes and released it over here.
Okay. So
One box multiple.
regarding the love, Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball, got Blu-ray in Spaniard land, Spain.
Ew. We only order Mexican food from them.
Do they have all wear sombreros instead of having big hair?
That's quite the reaction, Augie. But I'm saying they got love in Spain. They got a Spanish Blu-ray, and the fact that there's a Blu-ray at all tells me that there's a chance we could get a Blu-ray.
All right, you guys ready for a heartwarming story?
Yeah.
All right, I got a heartwarming story for you. Japanese schoolgirl struggles to comprehend the shocking truth that her mom is Kamen Rider. Sometimes the glory of our greatest accomplishments is lost on our kids. Japanese Twitter user and mom, Natsuki, LOL, I'm just going to say Natsuki. Natsuki's daughter is 4 years old, and being enrolled in preschool means she has social interactions her mom isn't around for. That's okay though, because the time apart gives them stuff to talk about when they are together. And the two were having a light conversation on a recent morning as Natsuki took her daughter to school on the back of her bicycle. The kids at school are really into Demon Slayer. Okay, I gotta stop.
At 4 years old?
4 years old are watching Demon Slayer?
I mean, to be fair, they're watching Detective Conan episode 1, the special where that person gets slaughtered by that train, right?
But freaking Demon Slayer?
Yeah. On prime time.
God,
just
4
cartoon.
years old are
Listen,
watching Demon
North
Slayer.
America is just full of a bunch of pansies who are all, oh, my kids are so fragile. Nah, Japan's got it all
The
right.
first episode, the dude's family gets so completely slaughtered with blood everywhere. 4 years old. Come on. All right. But, Demon Slayer reference the hit anime manga series set into supernatural version of Japan's
I like to think that
type
the kid is saying that in discussion. The hit supernatural anime series to her mom.
Right. What about Kamen Rider? Natsuki asked. But Natsuki's daughter informed her that she and her friends weren't all that big of fans of the ongoing tokusatsu action franchise that debuted in 1971. I think some of the boys like it, her daughter said dismissively. But Natsuki wasn't asking about the show in a clumsy way to bridge the generation gap. She had a reason for bringing up Kamen Rider, a secret she'd been keeping from her daughter for years. And now she felt it was finally time to tell her child the truth. So, with her pride clearly showing on her face, Natsuki told her daughter, "You know, Mommy is Kamen Rider." To which her daughter reacted by going back to talking about Demon Slayer. I really like Nezuko, the child explained, professing her admiration for the anime's female lead. But Natsuki wasn't going to let her offspring change the subject so quickly.
And it was at that point that she banned her child from watching Demon Slayer.
I'm telling you, Mommy used to be a Kamen Rider, she asserted, still flushed with pride. But once again, the declaration failed to make much of an impact on her daughter. You mean you wish you were Kamen Rider? Her daughter quickly paraphrased, finally deflating Natsuki's confidence as she said, No, that's not. The original tweet with the back and forth conversation, as seen below. If you've ever told a joke or make-believe story that you thought a kid was going to absolutely love, only to have the reaction be some combination of don't understand, don't care, you'll be able to sympathize. But in Natsuki's case, the awkwardness must have been all the more cute, since what she was saying was neither fib nor fairy tale. She really did used to be Kamen Rider. That's because Natsuki is the Twitter account of actress Natsuki Kato, whose roles include Miho Kirishima, the secret identity of Kamen Rider Femme. She wasn't just any Kamen Rider either, as she was the very first female comic character to bear the title, after 30-plus years of only male writers. And yes, of course, she has a cool henshin sequence. The Kamen Rider Femme appears in the Kamen Rider Ryuki final theatrical feature. But since that time came out in 2002, about 14 years before Kato's daughter was born, she obviously has no memories of seeing Mommy riding motorcycles and fighting evil.
She did it wrong. She should have sat down, watched all of Kamen Rider that had her, and then been like, that's Mommy.
4-year-old plebs these days don't have any taste.
Yeah, they just like Demon Slayer.
Many other Twitter users do, though, and they chimed in to say that even if Kato's daughter was unimpressed or unconvinced by her trademark role, which has been followed by other female Kamen Riders appearing later in the franchise, Kamen Rider Femme still means a lot to them. You are the original female rider, a position of great honor. Kamen Rider Femme is a legendary woman. I'd be so happy if I found out my parent was a Kamen Rider. I loved Kamen Rider Femme. She never gave up to her on her beliefs, no matter how tough the fight got. Kamen Rider's two biggest fan bases these days are little boys and adult women. So when your daughter grows up, I think she'll really get into it. Regarding the last comment, in recent years, the Kamen Rider franchise has been seeing a swell in grown-up female fans as the producers continually cast handsome men in the lead roles. Since they figures moms who are also in the room while their kids are watching TV will appreciate the eye candy.
Oh my god, that's genius.
This is genius.
This was very similar very similar to some segments of the morning newscast when they talk to celebrities and their children.
Odds are,
like for
odds
Will
are.
Smith's kid. Yeah.
Sorry, I want to finish this. I got one part. Give that to you. Odds are, Kato still has several more years until she's an up. Until that's. Odds are, Kato still has several more years until that's an aspect of the show her daughter will find appealing now. So for now, she's staking her hopes on her second child, a 1-year-old boy, being a little more impressed when he learns about her past and the Kamen Rider legacy.
Yeah,
Okay.
but if she told her
So,
daughter,
like,
her daughter's going to spoil it.
All right. So, like I was saying, for some of the morning shows, they'll show celebrities with their kids and talk about their parenting and point out that they're this big actor and won so many awards. And the child's like, okay. The whole it's mom or it's dad, it's no one special when they accomplish all these feats and stuff. So, what was you going to say after you know?
I finished what I was saying.
What were you saying?
What did I say again?
I don't know. I was over talking you.
Yeah.
So
I don't remember what I was saying.
You stop doing that.
The sun will spoil it. That's all I was saying.
Looks like you're sitting in a blue star.
Right now, I'm sitting wellest organizing my cards.
Well,
Ew.
at least I'm glad you're not playing with yourself.
That's well.
Maybe that's my cover up.
Random 11 says Saban's Master Rider was so dope back in the day.
So with that, you have
I recognize
Rider
that
TV
white girl.
series.
Hey,
Then Media Blasters released a Kamen Rider movie and kept the Master Rider name on it. So you have two variants of the Max Rider name that you could own in your collection.
All right. Full screen. Switch window.
Book off. Running low on books. Japanese used bookstore chain begs customers to sell them books.
Bring in your books. We need books.
yeah, they'll
You
have
need
to
to
put them
read.
in like a quarantine
Bye.
container for like 3 days.
Basically, people are at home and they read through books like a motherfucker, and they can't get enough books to come in.
So should we do reader
Types
diet
of
or
book.
watch
Okay,
more?
here. Hold on. I gotta read this all the way through. If
Go
you
for
bring your unwanted books, you could enter to win some great prizes. A second-hand game is strong in Japan, with everything from previously owned anime goods and to well-worn school uniforms being sold for a profit. In fact, there's a particularly big family of second-hand shops that all use the word "off" in their names, presumably based on the idea of their products being off-price.
Where's their Jack brand?
Hard off for electronics,
Oh my God.
mode off for clothing, off house for home goods, hobby off for hobby goods, and of course, book off for books. In truth, though each one has a specialty, they all sell all kinds of things from DVDs and CDs to books, accessories, collectibles, and clothing. Book Off is arguably one of the most popular of the stores, as it has branches all across the country. But sadly, Book Off is struggling to sell books lately because, well, they don't seem to have any. In fact, the stock of books at Book Off is apparently so low, they recently released a commercial begging customers to sell them books. The commercial features Book Off employees who stand solemnly in two lines along a near-empty book-off aisle with hands clasped in front of them. Each one says a phrase in which they plead with the viewers to sell them books. It starts with a line from one of their previous commercials featuring a child actor, Kokoro Terada, which goes, "Book off, no, book off, nanoni honi jan," or "This Book Off doesn't have any books." I know what you're thinking. The Book Off doesn't have any books. Okay. We put out that commercial, but it looks like we really don't have enough books, said the staff members in the newest commercial. Please, please sell us some books. They then began to list off the kinds of books the customers might have at their home that they could sell, shouting out "on" or "books" with each description. The types of books started off ordinary, like books you've read already, or books that won't fit in the bookshelf. But as more and more types of books are listed off, they get funnier and funnier. Books left behind by the girlfriend you forgot about. Books you thought would make you look cool. Books someone would not stop talking about but didn't interest you at all. Books you still didn't read even though you were stuck at home. A sincere request for Book Off. The commercial is surprisingly effective because as the list goes on, you start to realize that you have books matching those descriptions at your home. But don't you want to take them to your nearest Book Off to sell now? But what Book Off really seems to need most are small paperback books, known as bukoban in Japanese, like this one. If you have any that you're willing to part with, it might be worth your while to bring them to your nearest Book Off, because right now they're offering special benefits for people who bring in a bukoban. For every 3 bukoban books you sell to Book Off, you'll get to enter into a drawing where you could win some nice prizes, such as a 10,000 yen gift certificate or this cool limited edition Book Off Letterman jacket with the Book Off Nano Nijan slogan written on the back of and with the Book Off logo. The campaign is only going on until September 13th. The Book Off's in Tokyo and Kanagawa, so don't wait to bring your books in. Okay. So
I mentioned that this sounds like if GameStop was successful, that's what would happen. I don't know if I said that or not.
Right. Well, GameStop's only the way it is because the digital market replaces it. Book Off, there's some people that are still like adamant about having a physical book.
GameStop, Movie Stop, that used to exist, Fashion Stop, and just kind of stopped there.
I got a couple of comments I got.
Yeah, chats.
Lance says, "Me and my penis are here."
Pinus.
I don't care. I would have joined last time, but I was not able to get in the right.
Are you able to join now, Lance? Do you want to join now?
Book Off has no books. Maybe the books took off.
Oh.
All right. And back to
what's next?
Chef at top Tokyo sushi restaurant wins lawsuit after being fired for maybe having a tattoo.
Either he has one or he doesn't.
High-end sushi restaurant ordered to pay thousands of dollars in damages.
There's tattoo allegations against him.
With a long history of tattoos being linked to crime and the underworld in Japan, even the smallest inklings on local individuals can elicit negative reactions here, especially from members of the older generation. So when the manager of a high-end Tokyo sushi restaurant heard that one of his employees had a tattoo, he likely feared the ink would upset their high-end customers and decided to fire him. However, this turned out to be a mistake. The business would end up paying dearly for, as the Tokyo District Court ruled on September 1st that the dismissal was unlawful. According to reports, the 20-year-old employee had been working as an assistant chef in a customer-facing position at the restaurant counter of Kyubei at Hotel New Otani in Chiyoda Ward. Sunrise Luxury and the famous Japanese garden in its grounds. Okay. On 26th of July, a friend of the male employee hinted to Kyubei's manager that the employee had a tattoo. 2 days later, the manager fired the employee without confirming whether he did have a tattoo or not. And at the end of the month, he was also asked to leave the dorm where he'd been living in Shuganami, previously having been put up there by the company.
Oh.
In August, following his dismissal, discussions took place through attorneys, where the employee was told that as long as he had a tattoo, he would only be able to work in a food preparation role at the restaurant. It could take years for an aspiring sushi chef to be allowed to work on the counter in front of customers. The employee took the matter to court, where Kyubey, pictured above, was ordered to pay 5.8 million yen, which is $54,685 to 85 cents.
I was going to say, which is $54.
Yeah.
In translation.
For lost wages and damages, including the costs involved in forcing the employee to move from his accommodation. The man's lawyer supported the ruling, saying, work regulations did not prohibit tattoos, and the dismissal based on hearsay that the employee had one was unlawful. Kyubey said, we are rectifying the situation accordingly after being made aware of the unlawfulness of the dismissal through discussions related to the case. It's very regrettable that it had to involve the labor tribunal. Kyubey confirmed it intends to pay the damages as instructed once they receive details regarding the compensation. While the employee's attorney refused to disclose whether the man actually had a tattoo or not, the ruling set the precedent for other work disputes involving employees with a dislike for tattoos. And with the issue of body ink remaining a divisive issue in the business, even in modern-day Japan, now might be an appropriate time to revisit the legality of tattoo bans at the Japanese onsen hot springs. All right.
That's not the same as saying, do you have body hair on your belly or not?
Yeah.
Well, you don't have proof.
Not
You
quite,
don't
because you
have
can't exactly
belly hair
go
on.
to a shop and say, hey, I'd like some belly hair like implanted on me or something.
But
Well,
basically, ink.
You don't
on
grow
your,
tattoos as well.
Ink is not.
What's on your
Ink on your arm is not going to impair your work ethic.
That is,
Right.
yeah, I agree there. Also, you maybe have a tattoo. It's either you do or you do not. There is no.
They did.
Well,
They didn't know
that's why
whether they did or
It's
not.
allegations.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why it's
allegation.
like when Monica said, "Oh, Vic rapped me." It's like he rapped me. It's like, well, either he did or he didn't is kind of the logic you're giving with the tattoo. But it's like, well, that's why it's an allegation. They'll believe it at face value and
They did
harm your
ask the
job.
guy. They did ask the guy, do you not have a tattoo? If you do, let's see it. No questions. Okay, you're fired.
All the labor at the venue, you're worried about a tattoo.
Yeah,
Getting food on the table, customer service, making sure everything's clean, everything's accounted for, no one's stealing from. You have all these other things, but do you have a tattoo? I don't like that.
Well, like they preface the article, they said tattoos have like association with gangs and gang violence, blah blah.
Understandable, but
so it's kind of like how if you go to basically any workplace at all, they're like, yeah, we don't want like holes in your jeans and stuff like this because it's like it'll look like they're hiring people.
They have an image that they want. They have to uphold.
Yeah, they don't want it. They don't want to make it look like we just pick anyone up off the street and they're just like a crack addict or something.
Fair enough. Now, if there was other behavioral issues, that should have been stated.
Yeah.
One thing I hate about my state that I live in, and luckily where I work is not affected by this, but the right to work state, you can get fired just for anything, and it doesn't help the citizens of the state, but it helps the employers. So if that was to happen in this state, it would be lawful. Where in this which is BS, but
you mean they can basically make their own terms and fire you based on you're breaking their terms?
Yeah.
So like,
tolerance crap.
I don't
wants to do.
I don't hire people.
Your shoe was untied for more than 3 minutes. You're fired.
So it could be something as simple as
conversation about wearing shorts, even though women can wear capris at work. What was you
what I was going to say is they could say something as stupid as, "Oh, I do not hire people who own AirPods. Therefore, you, Augie, you're fired. You own AirPods. Get out."
That's fine, but if you're on an industrial floor and they don't want you to wear AirPods because it doesn't.
Yeah, that's beside the point.
But
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's why I worded it as you own AirPods,
right?
Not that you're wearing them.
You're not using them, but you own them.
You just own them. Get out of here. You're fired.
The style of it.
Yeah, it offends me that you have AirPods. Get out. You are
All
fired.
right. You know what else is offensive? The way this guy tried to follow his crush.
Oh no.
Japanese Twitter user recounts roundabout way of following their crush online. The premise should definitely be an anime. Even though there are plenty of people in Japan with 2D crushes, some just prefer the old-fashioned idea of going out with a real 3D human being. I mean,
3D human being.
Who does that anymore, really? Come on, that's so boomer.
3D human beings are so mainstream.
But one of the many drawbacks of trying to date a 3D person is that you can't just access all the information online. Well, shit. Characters from anime have whole websites and wikis about them, telling you everything from their birthday to their height to their favorite colors, favorites of ice cream. Sure, following your crush's Twitter account is a decent way to get a peek at who they are, but even that can be difficult, as Japanese Twitter user Europhilia explained in a recent post. Sometimes that Twitter follow button can be scary to click. When I was in high school, the girl I liked had a Twitter account, but it was locked, so only followers could see it. I figured just following her out of nowhere would come off as creepy, so instead, I made a Twitter bot that posted daily famous sayings from historical figures. When it hit 3,000 followers, I felt it was big enough to follow her. But then I think about that. But when I think about that today, man, doing that was really creepier. That's one way to go about doing things for sure. On the one hand, they're probably right that just following the crush out of the nowhere would have come off as a bit strange. However, wouldn't it be even stranger for the girl when a nameless, faceless bot that has no connections follows her? As another Twitter user posted, there are a ton of these kinds of historical figure quote bots. So we don't know which one was specifically Europhilia's. Either way, this premise needs to be made into a light novel. I can already see the title now. I just wanted to follow my crush on Twitter, and now I've accidentally created a viral historical quote bot. But that's what Japanese netizens thought of the situation. Here's what Japanese netizens thought of the situation. Creepy, but amazing. That's impressive for a high schooler. I think you would have had a higher chance of success if you created a lyric bot for a band she liked. Your motives were impure, but your execution was genius. I will add this method to my own. Thank you. The definition of putting all your energy in the wrong place. Unfortunately, we don't know what happened between Europhilia and their crush, and that's all there was, and that's all the more reason why the light novel needs to be written. Maybe someone at school finds out what they did and blackmails them. Maybe the crush falls in love with the bot instead. You can even write the story yourself instead of Japanese publisher. They created bot and the crush fell in love with it. That's like the ultimate cuck.
The truest form of cuckening. We have some chats. 3D is so like 19th century. Waifu for Lifu. Lol. I hate 3D. I prefer my Whammon with 2Ds. 3 is just pushing.
Waifu for Lifu.
For Lifu.
Lifu.
Whoa, he's got a 6 string. That's like the standard amount of strings. Isn't that sick? Unlike my 7 string.
With 2D, just 3.
Yeah, the double Futanari dip, that's his preference. He doesn't like 3. That's pushing it.
All right.
What's next?
What?
And the final article we have for tonight. A chain of welding theme parks is opening in Japan. For everyone who finds the sparks from a welding torch more beautiful than any fireworks show. When you're looking for fun...
Are you going to show us the article?
Oh, God damn it.
I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to.
I was doing so good during this whole thing.
Yeah, you really were. You really were.
The last one, I fucked up on it. God damn it.
Yeah, that's forgivable.
A chain of welding theme parks is opening in Japan. For everyone
Right.
who finds the sparks from a welding torch more beautiful than any fireworks show. When you're looking for fun, there's no better place to find it than an amusement park. The thrilling rides, the cute costumes, characters, the welding. Okay, that last one isn't what you'll find at most theme parks, but if the joy of superheating and fusing slabs of metal is what's keeping you from fully enjoying your day at Disneyland or Universal Studios, you'll be happy to know that multiple welding theme parks, as their owners are calling them, are set to open in Japan. Iron Planet, first opened in Fukui Prefecture, has an offshoot of metalworking plant or solid industry, which started offering beginner-level classes and workshops inside its factory. As of this month, Iron Planet is becoming a franchise chain, with its first dedicated facility set to open in Shizuoka Prefecture in partnership with Kageyama Ironworks. Inside, you'll find an airy, stylish lobby and planning spaces where your fellow smiths for a day and Iron Planet staff can discuss ideas and plan your welding and metalworking projects. Once you've got all that sorted out, it's time to strap on your protective gear, which Iron Planet provides. Kids' sizes are available too, of course, because kids are allowed to participate in Iron Planet's activities. I would have liked having kids' sizes stuff when I was in shop in high school. Everything was just too big.
Yeah, all the condoms they provide in high school, like, if only they could have, like, made them all accommodated.
Alright.
Of all the
While welding is
Because you need that for welding, right?
Yeah. While welding is often thought of as as industrial labor, it's also an art. And Iron Planet wants to help visitors create something they can take home and enjoy for its form or function. Basic projects include creating stools, pencil holders, and decorative signs.
Of all the technical stuff I've been through, welding to me was like the hardest.
Yeah.
Which is strange because all you're doing is just
It depends on what
making
you're
a
doing.
line.
It depends on the kind of welding too.
Yeah. What got me was like always setting the different materials at the right amperage.
Iron Planet Shizuoka is set to open on September 7th with additional locations coming soon to Tochigi and Kanagawa prefectures. Alright, that was it for the article. Alright, that's it for articles.
Yay. Yes.
Yay, articles. And we
that.
are under 2.5 hours.
Yes, let's finish in 2:30. I know 3-hour crap.
Alright. So, yeah, I tried in high school. Welding was I took like all the shop classes I could just for the vocational stuff, and welding was one of the things that I just did not. I mean, it was hard to see with the big ass mask. I mean, the really big helmets, and the gloves. The freaking gloves were like 3 inches too long for the fingers, because they only had like the one size. It was a freaking nightmare trying to weld in high school.
I learned to weld in college, so.
Oh crap! I can pre-order the Steelbook of Paranoia Agent from my
for it.
Go ahead. Stranger
Chris
Nine.
Parker says, can't go wrong with the G-string. Lance Powers, properly being Lance Powers, is able to cause harsh damage from just looking at a reflection of the light, let alone directly at the arc. That's true.
Yeah.
Also, the size of condoms was not the issue. The problem was that they never gave enough of them to get through the week.
I didn't get any when I was in high school.
Lance needed more bang for your buck. My willy was magnum long.
At night, though, it retracts and reduces.
Yeah, it turned into a Tootsie Roll.
Lover by day, pain by night. Ooh.
All right, so we watched Anohana. FDDNM, do you have yours to show?
No, it's in there.
Will you go grab it? Because I'm not at home, I can't show mine, and Augie doesn't have his. We gotta like show
Okay.
one.
I don't have mine.
We gotta show at least one copy of it. Go get it.
Okay, I'll be back in half.
Have something.
Half a minute, maybe.
Hopefully not half an hour. It'd be nice to finally be 2:30 once again.
No,
Runtime.
I don't think we're gonna get
Random
that.
AV shows.
I don't think we're gonna get the. We're not getting to the Watch Club discussion in 6 minutes.
Why not?
What do you mean? Why not?
Through my pickups. Or sorry. Whoa, secret pickups here, guys. No, it'll take 6 minutes to go through my frickin' tweets. I made 1,000 of them.
I only
Okay,
have, like less than 8.
here, guys. Here's the Watch Club Anohana dubbed edition.
Is that it? Or there's no? Is there like a slipcover or anything?
No,
Yeah.
no slipcover. I mean, it has the full-fledged whatever art on this
Oh,
side,
okay.
but
You just reversed it.
I reversed the spine because I don't want the rating. I want to be unrated.
Ooh,
What kind of special features are on that one?
yeah.
Web previews. Isn't
Yeah.
that big?
You're breaking up really bad.
Yeah.
Web previews.
That's it? Is that all?
I think I checked the special features and there was nothing of significance that I cared about. Like, I think it had opening, ending, clean, the usual, but like, I think I had web preview.
No commentaries or anything?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, apparently the Aniplex set has commentaries.
I wasn't gonna watch them anyway.
That's cool.
But
All right.
how shall we start this off?
So, what did you think of the show, FDNM? Oh, you had your tweets too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, I can put it this way. In short, I didn't mind it. I liked how they were building some of the characters, and I liked some characters like Popo was pleasant to watch. At the end of it, when you think of it, it's like a lot of the characters were kind of one note. It's like they're doing the exact same thing every time you see them. Was it Glasses Guy? Is that a character? Here, I'll show you.
There's no glasses. There's Glasses Girl. Well, two glasses.
This guy.
Yeah.
Every time you see him, he's being kind of a snobby prick. Every time you see her, actually no, she's, I don't know, mildly variable, but she's always lusting after our protagonist. And she's always like the innocence, whatever, the caricature of an innocent young girl, which is fine. And then she'll have her occasional cry breakdown. Popo's pleasant just because he's that high energy, positive vibes guy. And then I don't know about her. She was so confusing. She was like kind of a prick with the other guy because she liked the other guy, and it was, I don't know, it was
classic Cinder.
I know, not even a classic Cinder. I've seen better Cinders. She wasn't even obvious about her Cinderism.
Subpar Cinder.
But here I'm gonna speed run my tweets. So, Anohana Episode 1. Jinta acts surprised when he notices Menma to make the viewer surprised. Menma attempts to interact with people as if she didn't know she was dead, despite saying she knows that she's dead when she visits her home. Jinta realizes he wanted to say sorry to Menma after he got her to split off from him, like in Episode 1 when he's like, I need you to go away, or whatever it is. Even though that's probably all that's been on his mind since her death. Like, he's probably been thinking, oh, if only I could say sorry to her. And considering that the other said, you're still hung up on her, that tells me he would have said sorry as soon as he saw her. So the idea I'm saying, what I'm getting at, I wrote account for this in the tweets as well. What I'm getting at is the way the show presents itself so far, it deceives you into thinking these actions all make sense in like the sequence. when it clearly contradicts itself. So they do all this gathering the information in an impactful order. So it's like, whoa, this girl's dead? Even though to Jinta, he already knows she's dead and everything, but they make it seem like she's acting completely normal in the beginning. And then you get the idea, oh, okay, she's dead because they can't see her. And then, what is it? Whoa, she's dead now. And then she's like acting normal when she goes back to her own house, even though no one can see her. And then like they're complaining about, oh, she's gone, long gone, mother. Why are you still at the shrine or whatever? And then Menma says, I know that I'm dead. It's like, bruh, why did you present it that way? It's obvious why. They did it so it's like you get this impact of, no way, oh, she recognizes that she's dead. Feels, man. But like, they obviously did this to set things up to intentionally be impactful. So I was thinking, okay, after this, it's finally going to settle out and they're not going to be like trying to impact you artificially. Cool. Which I think basically is exactly what I said. They didn't continue to do that. And then I continue to say, now about halfway through, they imply a lot of things happen, and it makes things a bit more confusing to follow. First, I don't think Jinta explicitly mentions at any point, Bruz, I can see Menma. You hear people asking, is Menma here right now? And stuff. But you never get that direct, like, that scene of, guys, I can see Menma. And they're like, huh, yeah, right. Or, oh, God, how insensitive of you. Why are you bringing up Menma? Why would you pull a prank like that? Like, I just wanted that explicit scene so everyone could be on the same page, you know? But instead, we just get some guy, Popo, suddenly saying, oh, is Menma here right now? It's like, what? So do they know about your thing? Because the thing is, if you brought this up in that explicit scene, the characters would have had these, like, naturally you'd be thinking all these things. You'd be thinking, okay, bruh, like you'd have these conflicts, or you'd have someone saying, prove it. And something that I get to later is you can prove it. So let's see. We never saw the conversation of you're crazy. No, I can really see that. Blah, blah, blah. That's basically what I just said. Then orange-haired girl, I forget her name already. Yeah, I couldn't tell which name was her first name. Anaru, or what's the other one? I don't know. One of them they said was a nickname.
Anaru is the nickname.
Okay, well, Anaru suddenly says she's going to be staying at the base because things are rough at home or something. But the only thing we've seen of her home life is her mom being completely fine. Like, in a
the thing was the whole thing with the Love Hotel.
What, that's the thing that set her mom off?
Yeah.
I don't... Did they explicitly explain that that's what got her mom upset? Because, like
she quote unquote went to a love hotel with an older guy, even though she didn't actually go.
I know, but like you never get the full-on connection of her mom was mad because of that.
Well, yeah.
Like, this is what I say later as well, is that it feels like scenes are missing. It feels like, so it's 11 episodes. It feels like they were trying so hard to not make a 12th episode that they cut out scenes or something. You only hear what is described of like, oh yeah, mom was totally giving it to me earlier, whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. Why couldn't you have like shown like a snippet or something? And then, okay, that's basically what I just said. Why can't we see Jinta hearing about that creep and the love hotel and stuff? Because Jinta knows about it somehow, but we don't see a scene that shows her saying, yeah, this asshole took me to a love hotel.
Well, he just believes she never would have done that.
No. Well, no, he didn't. How did he hear about the event in any capacity? Like, we don't see how he heard about it. When we don't get reaction shot, we don't get him saying like, oh, I know she won't do that. like this is what I'm saying. It feels like scenes are missing. Also, I think in episode 1, the show established Menma can interact with objects with swinging the door open at her home and her dad noticing. But then she'll grab onto Popo and he'll be like, "Oh, I feel off balance." Not, "I feel fucking hands all over me." But continuing that, then his dad comes into his room in the morning while Menma is sleeping under a single blanket. You'd think that the blanket would be floating, right?
Right.
Like, I'm just conflicted. I'm like, what are the rules? What are, like, at this point, because I was only like halfway through the season, it's like, so can she interact with things? Or, yeah, so that's what I'm getting.
It's like sort of like with the diary, how she couldn't write on anything that wasn't her diary.
Wait, that was a thing? I do remember something saying like, "Oh, yeah." I briefly think there might have been something mentioning that, but yeah, I don't understand that rule now. Now that you bring it up, otherwise it was just dragging out this whole "that weirdo says he can see her" thing. Just establishing your rules. Oh, just establish your rules and stick to them is what I say. And now I'm at the part where it devolves into melodrama because Jinta won't tell Menma to do the trick of making objects float like a ghost to prove he isn't pulling everyone's strings.
They actually bring this up later on. It was like, oh yeah, they're both pretty airheaded. They didn't think of that. I thought that was kind of funny.
They're both airheaded? Well, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Was it in the movie?
No, it was in the series. I can't remember who said it. I want to say it wasn't Popo. It might have been Yoshiaki or Yukiatsu or I don't know. Or
I think that's an interesting way to.
But yeah, they basically. Oh yeah, why didn't they just show us this? Why didn't they have Memo show us that you could move things earlier? I was like, oh yeah, they're both kind of airheaded.
Like a cop out to say. We had to do this for the reason of dragging out the series so it's a full series.
Yeah.
Because what I'm getting to is, let's see, completed it. And technically they didn't show or tell you how Menma died. I mean, they did have Popo say, "I saw her," as in implied that she fell into a river and drowned. But I don't know why they couldn't have relayed how she died to us early on.
There was the scene when they were chasing after Yukiatsu while he was in drag, and it shows Anaru slip on the side of the hill, and he's like, "Be careful! Don't you know where you are?" That's I'm assuming that's basically how. Remember, she slipped and fell in the creek, and busted her head open or something.
Why would he be running around in that place, getting chased after them, if he didn't want that to happen?
If they just revealed it, you wouldn't have you couldn't sense more of the dread and how sorry they felt on that day, because they could have done
you might actually feel more dread. You might actually feel for them, is what I'm saying. But the thing is, I don't believe that she died, because think of it this way. If in Naruto on episode like 500, they
go the episode name, please.
What?
Go to
He's not picking a specific episode. He's just saying.
I'm just making up something. Say Sasuke was fighting, or sorry, say Naruto was fighting, I don't know, a final boss or something, and then you just have the next episode. Everyone's just like at Naruto's funeral. It's like, sure, he died, but like you want that closure. You want to know that yes, he indeed got smashed by Guy or something. Like that's all I'm asking for. So actually, you understand it. You get this.
Confused the audience.
You get this. I'm missing the word. This textural feel that yes, this character died somehow or whatever. But so let's see. What was I saying? Yeah. So I'm saying. Oh yeah. Then Jinta's dad comes into the room in the morning where she's sleeping on. I think I skipped something here. Yeah, I definitely skipped this. Where
can you share the screen of his tweets so you can read and?
I don't have any of his tweets.
Oh
well, I find it redundant anyway that you see what I'm about to read to you, so this format actually kind of works better.
But we don't see your pictures.
There are no
I
pictures.
don't have pictures.
Oh, what the hell?
Unless you want some illicit, explicit pictures of my body. No.
I'm still trying to get $1 for you showing your nipples.
He is a patron.
Oh,
that is a
does
tier.
get the Satan nip slip. No. Okay, so let's continue.
Want my $1.
What? Okay, anyway. Let's see. Then Jinta's dad comes into the room. This is when Menma's under the blanket. So he would notice the floating blanket, or what? If she can interact, then why doesn't she just do the typical ghost thing? And then the next thing I say is, otherwise it's just dragging out this whole, that weirdo can see her thing, just to establish your rules and stick to them, as I said before. And now at the part where it devolves, okay, yeah, so I am caught up. Completed it. Technically, they didn't show Menma how she died. Thought that was weird. This feels like another one of those scenes that they cut out, so to speak. And the ending was exactly as I expected it to go from episode 1. I watched this episode 1 like 4 years ago or something at this point, maybe even more. And I thought, I don't want to watch this because this is just, I don't know, depressing or whatever. It's just going to be depressing. And I predicted to the T what happens at the end. I said, everyone's going to magically be able to see her, and then they're all going to get their closure and see her disappear. And that's exactly what happened. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
There's a lot of things wrong with that.
I mean, I guess, but like, the thing is, I didn't really need to even watch the show because I knew where it was going to go. So anyway, I'll continue.
The journey, not the destination.
The journey was
based off of any light novel.
Because they dragged it out, because they were like, let's not get her to prove that she actually is here.
It shows her eating. I mean, she should just
they showed her eating the meat while Popo's head was turned, and she finished it exactly as he turned around. Which I knew why they did that, because they didn't want to spoil it. So continuing this tweet, exactly how
many tweets did you have?
The ending could have been reached way earlier if Jinta had Menma use the notebook to communicate. Now, I didn't know that there's that rule when I made this tweet, I guess. The whole she couldn't write on other surfaces, because I don't know, they didn't really. I guess
it was like a one-off. It was just one scene. It was like blanketing this, basically.
One really casual scene of, oh yeah, it didn't work when she wrote on this other Chungus. And it's like, so yeah, they didn't like give it its proper like, bruhs, the writing isn't working on this note. What is going on, everyone? So yeah, that's when I wrote this. I was thinking, well, they should have used that notebook right from the get-go. Little did I know when making the tweet. I guess it doesn't work on other paper, but you still could have done the whole, oh, look, this is a DVD Blu-ray that is floating, everyone. You believe me now? And then what I say after that is, otherwise they had to prolong the entire process and try and maximize the feels factor once it gets to point B. Unfortunately, Menma isn't any more compelling than taking just about any other character and saying, they died, how tragic. Like, I would have liked them. All you had to go off was her innocent personality, but we never got any specific connections between her and the characters. As in, you don't see the flashbacks of these characters enjoying their time with Menma. You just hear about how they miss her and how they're so miserable and how, oh, this sucks. I want to see.
I'm going to say the movie definitely fills in some of that.
Okay, like granted that's it could the movie could do that. As far as the TV series goes, like I would have liked to have seen that. Like to give me make me sad that she's gone. Otherwise, I'm just like, you've just filled me in. It's like you sat me down, gave me a script. You're like, feel sad. She's
That's
dead. Feel
basically
sad.
every single voice actor ever.
I'm kind of with you on this FDNM. What I remember when watching it, it felt like it was force feeding me to cry, even though I get it's a sad situation, but she died years ago. These people, granted, it's focused on them recovering from that memory, but it seemed to dawdle too much on that.
Yeah. You know what's
There was
funny?
like one instance, it was like almost this close to being like Stephen King writing, but fortunately it backed away from that totally and entirely.
You know what's funny? Apart from Jinta saying sorry or whatever, you know how there's that one point where Menma was saying something like she feels like all she ever does is make people like sad, like in her ghost form or whatever. Like she makes her mom sad, she makes all these people sad. Ironically, all she contributed to the series was make everyone frickin' miserable because she opens the old wounds to everyone. And because Jinta was the only one that could see her, everyone was just going crazy at each other's throats. They're like, "Oh, Jinta, you piece of crap! Why are you bringing her up?" And like, she literally did exactly what she said. She was just tearing "You're tearing me apart, Lisa." They were just.
No.
She ironically was doing everything she said. So if you honestly didn't have her come back as a ghost, things would probably be way better.
Yeah.
It's almost like saying everything would have been better if she didn't come back. Like they would have had their peace if she they just
one of the big
that.
reasons that they brought this up is their whole friendship with each other basically ended on the day that she died.
Right, and
so they're kind of rejoining. And
that's the thing that
as my head's covering up the comedic character, apparently he suffered the most.
Because
that twist about the whole. I thought he was going to be responsible for her death.
Yeah, me too.
But no, it was just like I was there.
That almost was our.
I saw her.
Which is
still fine. That was a fine twist, but I'm like, the potential they could have like had a huge, a huge thing with that event. But damn it, I was gonna say another thing. But yeah, I thought that this show was going to be all about bringing the friends back together. To like, they're all going to be reconnected because of Menma's ghost coming back. Mm-hmm. But they were all just at each other's throats. At the end, technically, they're all together, but they're not like all buddy friendly with each other. It kind of just happens, and then it's over.
The movie takes place a year later.
See that might fix that one issue. Granted, I can say this about like every series, so this isn't like a specific Anohana thing, but they could have had like 2 to 3 episodes.
Yeah, all the material that the movie added could have been 2 episodes.
Yeah, 2 to 3 episodes.
Just to spread out the series a little bit
and make you feel like, oh, everyone's reconnected again. This was a good thing that happened.
But having that punch with like that end at the very end, having that be the climax of the series, and then having like an episode later to fill out the kind of
fill the void.
It would like lose momentum.
It would lose momentum to have the climax.
I don't know. I feel like the ending of the series was a great climax to the end of the series for an end of the series.
It's a bit abrupt, and I'm like, well, at the end, I'm like, why did I watch this? What did I get out of it? Everyone just did exactly what I thought they'd do.
I loved it when I first watched it like 6 years ago. I absolutely loved it.
I didn't cry. I enjoyed the characters. The problem is that someone died and they're having a hard time getting over that fact. But
like I said, the only major thing that seemed to get accomplished was that Jinta got to say sorry, which was like his big regret. But like I said in the tweets, it's like you'd think that's the first thing he said, but what happened was he said, "Oh, we need to split off. You're just bringing pain," and then he comes to the realization, "Wait, I need to say sorry." And then when he sees her like the next episode or whatever, he doesn't say sorry. He doesn't say sorry until like the last couple episodes or whatever. It's like, bruh, you're just dragging out the series. Can we just make this a movie? Like
a movie.
A movie. Okay, so I got only a couple more tweets left. Let's see. Unfortunately, Menma wasn't compelling. So I was saying how like I would have liked it if they connected her to the characters instead of it just being the whole sit you down in a chair. You are friends with her. You were friends with her. Be sad. To show just how much Menma meant to them instead of two guys who say they love Menma, but then they don't show us any moments that could lead us to believe that, besides expecting you to buy the scenario they set up for you. Even if they did, I'm not sure I would be all as torn up about her because, like I said, like the first episode, I knew where it was going. It would, I mean, no, I was thinking of a scenario that wouldn't make sense. The show also felt like some scenes were missing, which I've been reiterating with current day flashbacks to think, oh yeah, actually no, this is a different point. They had flashbacks like 2 times where they showed scenes that never happened. So like there's this one scene where she was like Anaru was at the GameStop or whatever that she worked at, and she was like yelling at Jinta about something dramatic. And I'm like, dude, they never had a scene like that. They just flash back to another missing scene. This is what I mean. It feels like there's so much like disjointed from like a lack of scenes or something. Did you guys get any of that feeling?
I felt like they did it this way, so it moves on to the point of the story focusing on the girl who died. I get what you're saying, if I'm remembering the show correctly, but the show is really not about the 5 characters. It's the 5 characters remembering the little girl who died. So, what do you say, Reese?
I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Characters as well.
I gave the show a 9 out of 10. I absolutely loved it. I don't care what you guys say.
Yeah.
Reese is just
give it a watch.
Glasses.
It tries to force the crying element in your face, but
it's okay, Reese. You have every right to love this show.
I like what I like, and I don't care what y'all motherfuckers think.
A lot of people will talk about this show, then move on to Clanad for some reason.
I heard the opposite. It was like back in the day when Pod Talk was at
the opposite. It must be the Canadian.
People they were talking about how Clan After Story. It's like, oh, what do you do to fill the void after that? How can you possibly fulfill that? Whatever. And they're like, Anohana. So that's why I watched like episode 1 at some point, and I'm like, what? This is like the opposite of Clanid. No, that's not what I thought. But after watching it now, with that comparison, I'm thinking, how Clanid was so much better in my experience, and conceptually it was different.
Seen it.
The ways have you guys seen Clanid?
Nope.
No.
Okay, well I'm not gonna say what happens.
I know of the and I know kind of the. I think I know what the ending is.
Yeah.
And
So
why it's so hard. Yeah.
More or less, what I'm saying is the ending's different in a good way. Like it's a different result. So I don't know how it gives you that same like fill your void. It's like if you liked Clanid's ending, you won't like this ending because it's not what Clanid's ending was. That's all I'm gonna say, I guess. But Clan is really freaking good. I mean, at least the after story, a lot of people don't like the first one, but it's a necessary evil. But I still enjoyed the first one.
So next week is MMO Junkie.
Yep, recovery of an MMO junkie.
All right.
I had 3 more tweets.
This is
Oh,
why
yeah,
you
3 more
chose
tweets.
the tweets. We don't know how long this thing's going to last.
The tweets. I don't
There's
just
3
say,
more
here's
tweets.
my tweets, guys. Scroll through
Hurry
them all.
up, do the tweets. I hope this wouldn't last 3 hours again.
I have 3. I only have 3 tweets. And it felt like you were just you just got a bunch of drama to build up anticipation of what's going to happen. I walk away wondering what I got out of this. I expected it to be about bringing the boys back together, which it did, but it didn't get a sense of them being friendly after, which I said probably due to the lack of aftermath. I don't know if the movie fixes that. Show on. They were tied to endless memory when you knew where it was going from the start. So getting to the destination kind of feels obvious, like you didn't even need to watch the show, which is kind of what I'm saying. It's like, I saw the ending from the first episode, so the stuff in the middle when it was just melodrama based on the fact that he didn't prove that she was a ghost from like episode 1 felt kind of unnecessary and weird. And like I'm saying, make it a movie. But yeah, there. Tweet's done.
All right. Lance Powers has some words of wisdom for us all that I think we need to hear in these troubling times.
Sex makes babies.
If that sounds wrong, don't.
There we go.
Sex makes babies.
Oh, that's planted.
Right. Level up recovery of an MMO junkie. Yep, we're watching it next week. Tune in next week.
Like,
I just wanted MMO Junkie to have more.
On our Twitters and Facebook details to know us well. Please
And
subscribe
also,
to the channel.
after recovery of an MMO junkie, we are watching. Augie, do you have it?
Dumbbells.
Yeah. Or FDM, share your copy. You just had it. There you are.
Dumbbell. How heavy are the dumbbells that you lift?
Do you even come, bro? As Reese suggested.
Because of that one Arnold Schwarzenegger video. I feel like coming out of the tiger to me again. Like, do you even lift, bro? I still think we're just gonna call that podcast does FDNM even lift?
Does Foodnum even lift? Does HDDNM even lift?
And
And?
See ya.
You can
Later.
leave. You can leave if you want. No? Alright. Yeah. Remember to like and subscribe. Tune in next week.
Dislike as well if you would
You-
like.
if you-
Also,
yeah.
Augie's head aligns with that character.
Popo.
Yeah, Popo. No, you're unaligning it. Be more in aligned.